analysis brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, as well as Sleeper. Let's get it. DC for life, not for short. And it's been one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. Been one of those days. Come on with it. Come on. Cowboys fall and falters to another epic loss. Defense been the number one struggle. Offense been stagnant. And just as ranking where they supposed to rank at. Just as how they ranking where they at. It's crazy. Mama said that there will be days, literally, just like this. Five, 4, 3, 2. We couldn't put a sack on Herb at all. We couldn't sack him not one time. I mean, I'm setting up the room. No defense, no offense in the second half, basically.
Support team to help you with any question.
Come on. All right. It's like pleasure and pain. I'm stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. What's up with everybody, man? We're gonna go over the stat lines for your mind. Where we are at far as the rankings in draft order. Just know that I'm going to speak my mind regardless of the situation. Law Nation is not out here to kiss and to appease anyone. But I have to be as much as assertive in my delivery. So this show and this episode may not be for the faint in heart. I get it. This season overall was cursed from a real bad angle. We had somebody on this team to take it upon himself to take his own life, which was very, to be damning, of anything that you can think of, right? After the blood, sweat, and tears that they put together in sunny Oxnard, which is pretty much the destination for the Cowboys, right? But before that time frame, just for a recap of the season in general, before that time frame, this was another consecutive season of us going into the season without this particular mindset of winning. We went into this season with the notion, do you pay Parsons? Do you not pay Parsons? Do you trade him? Do you not trade him? What we are going to expect? We went into this season thinking that, hey, he is the only reason. He's the only reason why we can't stop the run. He's the only reason why the defense is mid. He's a one-trick pony. And they made the season about that all this particular offseason. And it wasn't about winning. It was about the Netflix thing and what happened in the damn 90s. Right? When Nintendo Boy was out, the Sega was at its prime, and people had VHS tapes, and gas was 87 cents a gallon. In Mississippi. I don't know how it was everywhere else. Right? That was the season all in a nutshell. We went and got Kenny Clark. There was a third of you guys that said, hey, he's good on stopping the run. He will be this enforcer from the interior. We would not even miss number 11 that was on here. I get that. We even went through a situation, whereas I got hate mail just for even speaking of number 11, right? The craziest thing is that me being an independent content creator, if y'all want to put me in that category, or a YouTuber, or a Facebook guy, or Instagrammer, or what have you, it takes to be damn a long ass time to develop these type of relationships with individuals. And the good thing is about it is that me being who I am, I was able to develop a relationship with the Parsons family. Shout out to them, right? And we can tell by the countenance on his face when we was out there in the pretty city of Oxnard. Because we began to play spades together. We began to develop real good personal relationship with these individuals, and not just him, but other people. And we can tell by the countenance on people's faces of how this season was going to look at, because people were so fixated on pointing the finger on one individual. So it began to come to this point that on one end, it was Dak Prescott for all of the reasonings for this offense to be damn. And on the other end, it was all Michael Parsons on the defense on why they are to be damn. So now we got rid of the Parsons guy. We got multitudes of draft picks for the future. I'm not trying to win in the future. I'm trying to win now is my battle cry. Your tomorrow is not promised to you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put off what you can do today, but for tomorrow. And then one must count the cost before one build the house. These are wisdoms of words that we read upon in somebody's book? Let me say this again. Didn't we read, didn't we study, didn't we see things in somebody's book that it states that, hey, don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow, because tomorrow ain't promised to you. Take care of business now. And we didn't do that. So now, fast forward into this season, it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down. It's been, hey, we should do this. We had a chance in a situation to talk to Flozell Adams, and he gave his notes and his thoughts of what we should do about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. Could be 7. And he said, hey, instead of playing Tyler Guyton at that left tackle role because he's soft, you should move Tyler Smith at that left tackle role because he's pretty good. And you should move the Cooper Beebe to left guard. You should insert Brock Hoffman because he got grit at center. You should keep Tyler Booker at right guard because he's got phenomenal feet work and strength. And as your right tackle, since you drafted Tyler Guyton at right tackle, he's a little soft, but you should begin to start the plan of moving on from Terrence Steele and put your right tackle as Tyler Guyton. But instead of you guys taking adhere to what he said, you would rather derail and take upon your chances to say Flozell Adams, who played in the National Football League, don't know what the hell he's talking about. Jane Slater just broke what happened to Diggs. Yeah, it's over with. Whatever happened to Diggs. What did she say? If you got the link, send it over to me. But people will always break down Flozell Adams instead of listening to the truth of what happened to what this team should be. They say, man, Flo, man, he can barely hear on one ear. He suck. He trash. He don't know football. It's crazy.
This whole second half of the season, that's been a struggle. The fourth downs, you're right. Third down was a huge issue last week. They were better on third down tonight, especially in the first half, or today. But, yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think that we've seen a lot of strides in more of a new age offense schematically and what Brian Schottenheimer is doing. I like a lot of the things that they've done running the football with Clayton Adams, some of the pulls and the movements, and you've got your guards now peeling out to pick up a wide rusher to try and help. I mean, some of these things I do like what they've wrinkled in and implemented, but I mean, you go back and you look at the history of Brian Schottenheimer as a play caller. There's a reason why things ended the way they did in Seattle. But I think overall he's done a pretty good job this year. They're, the fourth best offense in football?
4,000-yard passer, 1,200-yard rusher, right?
And 2,000-yard receivers.
And two, yeah.
Now, I mean, I will say that when the Cowboys have put up numbers like this for whatever reason, they haven't been as good. They haven't been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it. You shouldn't really have to be putting up that gaudy numbers if you weren't having to keep pace in a track meet every week. But statistically, it's been a very, very good offense. All right, let's keep the phones going. 877-881-1053 here on the Cowboys postgame show. 34-17. They fall to the Chargers. We've got line 3, Roscoe, who's calling in from Midland. What up, Roscoe?
Hey, I answered my question here, but Turpin, he's hurting more than he's helping. Dude's got to go.
In what way?
Also, who's off this team? He's
no. What way is he hurting? I'm just curious.
Low football IQ.
Okay.
2 penalties in a row. 2 games in a row. No one else has had that.
Man, the thing is with Turpin, and I appreciate the caller there. The thing is with Turpin is that we all know that, he's 5'6" with the cleats. He's supposed to be a gadget guy, not the go-to guy. And let me beat up the offense just a little bit. Offense is supposed to get the guys in rhythm and motion. The most thing that Turpin should be getting is your end arounds, and that's about it. He's supposed to be, if you're going to throw him the ball, maybe a 9 route from the inside of the slot, and he's supposed to be the guy that can take the top off the defense. He's not that guy that you can continue to get numbers and snaps to. But for what it is, it's not his damn fault that the team considering using him as a gadget all-around Percy Harvin type of guy, or to a degree, a Tyreek Cohen, or what's the other guy? I'm going to think of all of the smaller receivers that we can think of. And I'm not beating up Turpin or Dak Turpin, however you want to call him. What's the other guy? Tyreek Hill. He's not the Tyreek Hill type of guy. But Turpin, to a degree, is a guy that's supposed to be kickoff returns and the end around. That's about it. That's what you're supposed to do with Turpin. That's what you're supposed to do. But the Cowboys refuse to utilize their weapons, their star-studded weapons, right and properly.
We'll continue in a moment.
Every day.
Yeah. So that's part of the issue. All right. So here's the other thing that I want to lament here as we talk about these things. The whole notion, and I'm going to pull up John Machota's tweet, and I thank y'all for that report. The whole notion for even Javonte Williams. I think that Javonte Williams is a real good back for us. I think that I like what he's able to do. I like the way he can run in between the splits. I like what he can sometimes in a pinch catch in the backfield and give us some necessary yardages. But the problem is when you start to think about his statue and his time frame here, he will be better as a 1-2 combo punch. And the Cowboys ran him into the ground. This 2 minutes ago. Cowboys owner expecting. Hold on. Let me go right here and pull it up so I can all read it. Let me put these on right quick. All right, so here's the info or the intel from Machine Gun John Machota. All right. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones expect them to play an intentional game next season. His preference would be in Mexico. What the fudge is that? All right, so Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said that he would not make a defensive coordinator change right now with 2 games to go. No, I won't do that. He will do full evaluations after the season. Yeah, so, I mean, it is for what it is. That's who Jerry Jones is. I don't think that he will make any midseason changes. He will not make any mid-season changes. The way he runs and operates this particular situation and scenario is that with this being said, didn't Beasley call us trash? Why ain't we going to the by the side? Y'all still talking about Cavonte Turpin? Are you talking about Cavonte Turpin versus Cole Beasley? Cole Beasley is a little bit bigger than Cavonte Turpin, by the way. But Beasley, he had a great time here, had his best seasons here with the Cowboys outside of that 1 or 2 years that he had with Bills. But he just a different. I think Beasley had better hands too, by the way. But that's a whole nother conversation. Jerry Jones thinking about playing a football game in Mexico. Well, that's where all our fans are at too, by the way. We got a lot of fans over there in Mexico. All right, but with that being said, my thoughts are with Matthew Eberflus and Jerry Jones, he would not get rid of him midseason or the tip of this season. Why? It's because of the simple fact that he still got to pay the man. If I'm paying for a product and it's my money, that I could be squeezing that money into other, I guess, oil deals and other things. No, I want my money to be moneying, and I'm not finna lose money by having somebody that I paid to be sitting at the house. So for these next 2 weeks, he gonna be putting in some work. I'm not finna cut somebody and not getting the benefits of not paying them. So that's how Jerry Jones sees this. And it's quite strange. You pay for what you get. That when it was time to go for a head coach, I remember that Ben Johnson, right, that's the coach for the Chicago Bears, he was wanting anywhere between $16 to $17 million. Jerry Jones is not finna pay a coach $16 to $17 million when he paid the last coach who won a Super Bowl. I think Iron Mike McCarthy was getting paid $4 to $5 million. I'm quite sure if we pull back what Schottenheimer is making, he's probably making south of $4 to $5 million. I'm not trying to count these people money, but we are the lowest paid coaching staff in the National Football League. Let me say this again. We are the lowest paid coaching staff in the National Football League. And people that's looking at money and they thinking about moving their family here in Dallas, you are not finna come rich and get money off of the Cowboys brand name and all of those things. So you will have to come here and be willing to be the coach to say, hey, I'm going to get the fame. You better get you some side jobs and all of this stuff. And that's the only way that you're going to get paid anywhere north of $10 to $15 million. And that is the situation. We are the lowest. They don't pay their strength and conditioning coaches what the others are getting across the league. They saying that it's a privilege to be able to walk through those doors to put on these sacred relics and be able to do this. Law, how do you know? Because they be asking. I don't know how much Bill Parcells was making, but this was the deal. The only reason why Bill Parcells got here is because of the stakeholders. They were saying, if we're going to invest in you and build this $3.5 billion playpen, now y'all finna get me shanked over here for telling y'all the truth. If we're going to get paid, if we're going to pay you and help you build this $3.5 billion playpen over here in Arlington, you got to give us more than 5 and 11, 5 and 11, 5 and 11 from Dave Campo. You got to give us somebody that we can at least appreciate going to the game. And Jerry scratched his head and said, you know what? I'm going to go get Bill Parcells. That's the only reason why Bill Parcells got here. It wasn't about winning. It was about, hey, if we can win a few games so we can get these damn investors. Ford and all of this stuff. They went through a bid, Pepsi and all of this stuff. They argued They went to the city of Dallas. Dallas was like, hey, we would not pay this particular tax in because we're trying to get the Trinity Grove project going. By the way, Dallas would have been a better look for the Cowboys to see the skyline with the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. It would have been nice downtown. But hey, the city of Dallas, the county of Dallas, they didn't want that here. They was already trying to badly scramble and scrape to get the Trinity project going. And newsflash, a lot of those dollars didn't like that because it was a certain hue that was in the office during that time frame. And it was a certain complex from an economic development situation that was shilling dollars from coming here. Down there stretch. But I don't want to make this a political show because a third of you guys don't understand it and you haven't been to the state of Texas. But everything is divided here. People from Fort Worth don't deal with people in Dallas. And people in Dallas don't deal with people in Fort Worth. And Arlington is just in the middle. A vertical city. They got a lot of grants from the government so that they can build things. Let's get back to football. But if he really wanted to be down there, it wouldn't have benefited the people that look like him. Oops, did I say that out loud? It would have benefited Oak Cliff. Oops, did I say that out loud? And people, do y'all research. They once flooded that area so that certain sectors of people won't be able to elevate themselves and lift themselves by their own bootstraps when they took the boots and the straps away from them. I'm speaking too much.
We expected him to be quite yet. He's building back from a terrible injury. Then he goes out early, so that's bad. And then your cornerbacks were in and out, and you get like average cornerbacks going in and out. So it's a recipe for absolute disaster. And they did try to blitz some today.
They did.
They never get home. I don't remember the last time they got a sack or even hit the quarterback on a blitz, but they did blitz some. And, what can you say? The players aren't good enough. And the scheme has been a problem at times through the year, but I don't think that was the issue today. The issue today was they didn't have enough good players.
Well, offensively, they get shut out in the second half.
Yeah.
And they were humming along in that first, outside of the field goal after Tyler got called for the hold. In the second half, in the 4th and 1 decision,
I didn't have a problem with it.
No, the play call.
I mean, normally I'm a take your points guy, but at that juncture, what were they down 7?
Yes, it was 24-17.
Yeah, and you just see the way the game is going, and the way your offense has been going. I think you have a reasonable, I'll even say, presumption that you're going to make a 4th and 1. And it's not that if you don't, your defense will pick you up. That wasn't the question. The question is, am I going to make this 4th and 1? So it was 24-17, and you could have taken the 3 and make it a 4-point game, but the impact on the game is much greater if you're able to score a touchdown. And you might have had to settle for a field goal later in the drive anyway. Yeah. But that was one. Normally, I'm a take your points guy, Zach, but that was one where it just felt like it just wasn't very far. And this, it's risk reward. It's all risk reward. And the reward to me in that case was worth the risk. So the game turns on essentially 2 plays. That one and the 3rd and 7 where Herbert gets away for 34 yards.
Yeah.
And instead of getting them off the field and getting the ball back, they go in and score. And so I didn't have a problem with going for it there.
Did you feel like that there was going to be maybe a little bump from the secondary with Diggs coming back, or did that just?
No.
It's just.
Did you?
I was hopeful. I was hopeful that maybe, and they played more man coverage in this game, Brad. The metrics will tell you. In this particular game, they went 54% zone, 45.5% man. In this game. And it didn't matter whether they were playing man or zone. Against zone, Herbert was 13 of 15 for 163 yards. Against man, he was 10 of 14 for 137. I was hopeful that maybe Diggs would help, but I think it goes back to the pass rush stuff again. Or it goes.
I don't think I don't think you can separate them.
Yeah.
But I have had no look. Diggs is where he is and what he is at this stage of the year.
Yeah.
I know he's saying the right words. Do you think he really wants to be here?
No.
Yeah, to me, listen.
All right, so they talking about the Trevon Diggs. Got a super chat. He states that defense stink, but Shotty is flawed too. Granted, he is flawed. We need less 11 personnel because it's hard to run out of it. We can't control the games more than 21 personnel. You're right, G Cowboys. Yeah, you're right. And with that being said, I do have that details of information from what is being reported from Jane Slater 20 minutes ago. And I think that this is all bull sugar. But from what the information and details, you got to run with it from here. It states that somehow some of you all want to know what Trevon Diggs, and let me pull this up. I don't think that she ever gave commentary, but she made a post on it. Hold on. Here's a new scene right here. It states here, some of you want to know how Trevon Diggs got the concussion. It was never that crazy, but the lack of answers made it sound like it was. With his permission, he shared, and he had the video of it. He says a TV was trying to install from the ceiling with a pole mounted fell on his head. He was trying to do the handyman. He didn't think it would be a big deal and didn't need to address it, but speculations on the internet went too far. He said he had some good plays today and still adjusting to the game, and he shared this video. Now, I never touched $90 million. I think he's getting paid 97 to be exact. Now, I know how to hang some stuff. I'm from Mississippi, man. These hands are harder than sheetrock and damn Brillo pads over here. These hands, the sheetrock's not that hard. But you guys get what I'm saying. I know how to do some square bay hills, square bay hills. Hey, I can't talk today. Truth be said, damn it, you make too much money to be installing your own damn TVs. On top of that, if you're going to install a TV, Trevon Diggs. Now, this is me getting back at Trevon Diggs. Wouldn't it be better for you to let someone else install that TV so that if that pole or if anything happened, maybe 5 years from now or maybe 3 years from now, and you got your house up for sale now, if that's anything, wouldn't it behoove you to pay a little dollars to go get that damn TV wall mounted professionally? And let the professionals do the professional things and let the handyman stuff do the other handyman stuff on smaller projects. But you shouldn't be anywhere around a TV and a pole. And for that to be the excuse of reasons why you got the concussions, maybe you deserve to have that hit on your head. That's how I'm going to look at it from this. Maybe you deserve to have that hit on your head. Ain't no way in the hell that little pole that hit you on your head and now you got a concussion, you out, and you was out for 3 to 4 games. We just saw a player that got laid out like sea dangerous lamb and threw up some game signs. You know what I'm saying? For those, I'm not trying to make joke at him. And he was out the very next week. Out the very next week. And then on top of that, by the time somebody of your kind of caliber of stature, because I had a few TVs hung in my house, you should be able to leverage your name as Trevon effing Diggs, and they will be able to give you sponsorships and say, hey, we hung the TV for Trevon Diggs. And hey, the TV is mounted real because you can have all type of faulty wires. You can miss the balance support beam. And if you don't know how to secure those things, then what the hell are you doing up there coming off of an injury with a bad legs anyway, trying to hang a TV? It's crazy. Yeah. You did your own TV, bro, but you ain't making $90 million. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody else to do that, man. Get somebody else to do that. There's reasons why. Let me just say this. The reason why we tell people that when the season is going to lock in, because life be lifing. As a football player, you only got from one game to the next a small amount of rest time. From that one game to the next, if you want to go on a project tour of hanging TVs, if you want to go on a situation whereas you want to do X, Y, and Z things, do that stuff during the off season. But during the season, I want you to get locked in. Value your time to lock in and say, I'm ready for the opposition. I'm getting ready for this team. I got to be studying film work and breaking down tape. I can't be sitting out here doing extracurricular activities that will put me in a disadvantaged way for the upcoming battle. That's why you invest. That's why they pay you the damn money that you make, so that you wouldn't have to do the average thing that average people are doing. And no offense to being average, but if you are Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones same way. The reason why you're making billions of dollars and the reason why you should be the owner of this team is so that you can delegate a GM, so that you can delegate a real coach, so you can delegate a real defensive coordinator, so that you can sit back and enjoy your investments and make your money work for you. You shouldn't be out there, Jerry. You shouldn't be out there, Trevon Diggs. All of these players, they should have them a private chef. They should be able to tell them, hey, you supposed to be eating this much microbes. You supposed to be able to be on this diet. You supposed to be able to eat this at that time. That's how much. That's why you're getting the money that you're making. So y'all supposed to lock in. That's what's killing this team. You focused on everything. Out here partying, out here clubbing, chasing women, doing this, buying this meal, trying to be the Playboy of the year. Just lock the F in. That's why boxing is the chamber of truth. You would know when somebody slipped on some drinks. You would know when somebody took a day off or a week off. Your body is your temple. And if you're going to play this game and you're going to put your body on the line, make sure that your body's in tip-top shape. That's why we paying you the money, fans collectively or the owners collectively. We paid you the money. Yeah, you can be macho and say that, hey, I hung this TV myself. Man, I'm 40. I'm old enough to be your daddy. You can hang TVs when you get into your 40s. You for damn sure can't play this game when you get there. Outside of Phillip Rivers or somebody. You got all your life to be able to say, hey, I'm handyman of the year. When you're in your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. But when you're a young kid in your 20s with over $90 million, you can get somebody else to do that. Somebody else going to say, well, he's just trying to be man. No, you can be a man. You can be that type of man when you get 35, because I'm quite sure he's not going to be playing when he's 35. Damn sure ain't going to be playing when you get my age. Damn sure ain't going to be playing. He going to be looking back at life and saying, damn, I should have let somebody else hug that TV. If that's the lie he want to tell.
Instincts. Physically, I have no idea.
Ball comes his direction too. Yeah.
So that's my next assignment. Is I want him to tell me.
Hold on, and there's another thing I want to say. So any player that's out here drinking and driving, smoking a little something and driving, that's shame. Because us common folks can't just get on our phone and call the NFL and say, hey, I need a Uber Black to pick me up. They got transportation services. Let me just say this because I'm going to get this off my chest. They got transportation services that would take you anywhere in the DFW or in the city that you are in. And guess what? Even if y'all making millions of dollars, you don't have to pay a dime for it. The NFL gives that to the players. Now, they report where you're going, though. But you don't have to pay a dime for it. So whenever y'all see these football players getting DUIs, that's because that's on them. The NFL got programs. Man, give me that service, man. I save me some money. Let me use your.
The Charleston, the two-step, and yes, even the Macarena.
That what kills me a little bit about these guys, man, that's making all of this money. They got services that would do it for free. I know I get perks, and I'm not even damn near a football superstar. I'm Law Nation. He can go to a certain restaurant and say, hey, man, I'm feeling a little under the weather. Can you just take me home? Call the NFL. Bring me to the house. Oh, man, you go walk into Best Buy, Walmart, any of these things and say, hey, I'm Trevon Diggs. I need my TV being mounted. Oh, you Trevon Diggs? Don't worry about the cost. Hey, you ever noticed that? People that got already motion and stuff going, hey, I'll take care of that for you. Don't worry. What size TV it is? Oh, we'll have a technician out there bright and early. Oh, for you, hey, for you Trevon Diggs, hey, man, just give me a few tickets to the game. I had that TV hung anywhere in the house. You can put it inside your bathroom. Yeah, upside down on the ceiling. Everywhere you want it. Yeah. They'll do it for free. Some people do it for free. They don't even want to do it for tickets. Just to say that my company hung Trevon Diggs TV, that's millions of dollars that they can make. That's advertisement, free stuff, free money. I'm not beating up Trevon Diggs, but that's a damn poor excuse.
You back on your.
Let me see what else they talking about. I promise y'all I ain't mad. I'm just expressing my opinions, man. I'm just expressing my opinion. Let me see. But it's this the poll, and then the TV. And then it don't even look good. You can still see the poll, man.
Yeah, Judy and Brian, there are two sides to every story, and we really haven't talked to Trevon Diggs yet, and I wanted to make it clear I did talk to him today, and I want to clear some things up. There have been a lot of rumors about how Trevon Diggs got injured at home. After speaking with him, I think it's really important that I put this out there. His version is far less nefarious than some of the rumors that have been floating around on the internet, and it's affecting him. And to some extent, he wants that cleared up. Is he healthy? Diggs says he is. Why is he once again on the injury report with a knee issue? Well, according to him, he's been a full go, but conceded that he's working on it and wants to be here. With effort and communication, perhaps this gets fixed, but right now they are working with guys like Savone Ravel and Kalen Carson as they look to the future because for all intents and purposes at this point, they're eliminated from the postseason. Now, I'm told that they would love for Trevon to fit here and find his path forward with us, but there is a clear and certain path that must be upheld. And the message there is, guys, I think it's important that we bring some of this up.
No, Diggs didn't get a DUI. I'm just speaking in general. That football players shouldn't get DUIs because they got a system and put into place where they can call the NFL and they'll pick them up wherever they go. And they don't have to pay for nothing. Woo, sir. I want to know who fits the scheme on defense. Yeah. Who fits the scheme on defense? I want to know. Because they said they want him to play, but they want him to fit the scheme. Who fits the scheme? Name me the player on defense that fit this scheme. They want him to fit the scheme. Name me the player on defense that fit this scheme. I need to know. I want to know, man. I'm just sitting here thinking, and it hit me. I'm like, fit the scheme? Who's fitting the scheme? I need to know. Name me one player that you can literally think that fits this scheme. I need to know, man. Let me pull up this right quick. Type in Dallas Cowboys. If I go here, I type in the Cowboys. We have the 31st ranked defense. We 8th in scoring, 14th in special teams. We 34th in points. I think that's going to increase even more. When I pull up lineups, does Hooker fit this scheme? Put yes or no in the chat. Do Donovan Wilson fit this scheme? Yes or no? Murray, do he fit this scheme? Overshown, do he fit this scheme? Revel, Diggs, who fit this scheme? Donovan Ezaraco, Clark, Osa, Clowney, who fit in this damn scheme on defense? Who fit in this scheme? Like that should be the number one question when they arguing whether or not a player can or can't make this team, and they say, well, we need to see whether or not he can fit this scheme. Well, what is the scheme? What is to fit? Is it Reddy Stewart? Is he fitting the scheme? I need clarification. Can y'all ask who's fitting this particular scheme? Name me that one person. Name me one person.
But when it's not there and when you've got to do some hard things to do, then I do know how to change, and that's frankly how I got here. For better or for worse. As we stand here tonight, for better or for worse, that's how I got here.
There he is, Jerry Jones, your owner and general manager after 34-17 loss to the Chargers here at home. Also
30 years has been a long time, man.
Yeah, it's a long time of kind of getting your ass kicked.
Your ass kicked, yeah.
At his best, right? At his best right now. So the future of Matt Eberflus, he was asked about that. He said if it would be a difficult one for him. The quote is, I might not count it as difficult. It's certainly something that we have to do, and that is to look at the entire year and look at what our options are and how to correct it so we're not here at the same time next year. Now, that's not uncommon to evaluate this time of the year. Your entire coaching staff, and obviously the target's on him because of our statistical as well as actual play on the defensive side of the ball, but that goes with it. So obviously nothing will be decided in that regard for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. It did sound as though things had kind of moved in the direction of, I thought it would be, and continuity talked about there, that Eberflus would be back because they didn't want to go through another hiring change at defensive coordinator. But with the way things have unfolded here, and you haven't really seen improvement with players, and if Jerry doesn't think it's a personnel issue, I don't know how it's going to be a good reflection on Eberflus at the end of the year.
Yeah, I would have believed that the lot has been cast. There might be people driving home right now that are in the front office. Feel free to text me. You got my number. Let me know. But I think this has been cast. I think after the disappointment in the Minnesota game, we heard that from Jerry Jones. Today you got beat by one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. Guy makes a ton of throws. He's tough. Everything that you want in a quarterback That's what he is. You got beat by a good football team today. There's no shame in losing to the Los Angeles Chargers. They are well coached. They got really good personnel, and that's the disappointing thing. For a half, you were toe-to-toe with them. You just, the second half, you couldn't get anything done. But defensively, though, there just seems to be so many times where you need to get a stop. And listen, the coaching hasn't been great. The players that the general manager selected or put with that guy hadn't particularly been great either. They went into the season thinking that, hey, Micah Parsons, he's one of the best players in the league, but then they made that choice. The general manager made that choice that we were going to move on from him, and now the defensive coordinator is kind of in a spot. But as I said earlier, Zach, the defensive coordinator worked entire training camp without Micah Parsons ever taking a rep.
Right.
So he knew what this thing potentially could look like going forward. But I think
how bad our defense is. DC4L.
Yeah, lying. Wait, one stop is over.
And, we go back, we look at a timeline very similar to in 2020 with Mike Nolan. It was the season ended on January 3rd. They moved on from Mike Nolan the 5th of January. By the 11th of January, Dan Quinn had been hired. So I would say that they're in that process right now of evaluating, like Jerry said, their options. And if one that makes sense, I think that Brian Schottenheimer would say, hey, I'm willing to move on. We asked Stephen Jones this on Friday. I know I did about, do you allow Brian to make his own decisions? And he's absolutely, we're going to try and do everything we can to help our coach. Well, if that's the case, then I feel like that Brian Schottenheimer's probably thinking we need to move on and we need to do something differently here.
Yeah, I mean, I know Troy was very critical of Jerry talking about the coaching staff, and that would be Troy Aikman, and him saying that should only be Brian Schottenheimer. That should be on the coach. So when we had Stephen on, I asked if that's Schotty's decision, or is that more of, or do Stephen and Jerry also have say in that? And then you followed up with, okay, so if Schotty wants to make a change, does he get to make that assessment? And Stephen didn't really want to go further into that. He wanted to focus on the Chargers and the task at hand. But yeah, I think that's always a question that people have. Is it who's getting to decide all the time, the staff here?
I believe that Brian Schottenheimer went in there with the opportunity to try and be the offensive coordinator, and they fell in love with him as a person, and all of a sudden it's like they're interviewing for the head coaching job. I'm going to say that I don't think Brian Schottenheimer had a list of coaches that he was interested in to hire. And usually when you interview a coach for the head coaching job, you will ask them, okay, give me your staff. Who are you projecting to be your staff? And, if you bring in a bunch of guys.
If that's how it played out, then he wasn't ready to be a head coach. Team wasn't ready to move on for him to be a head coach. If he came in there wanting to have a hat in hand to be an offensive coordinator, right? And then they said, you know what, we're just going to make you the head coach. Then we got more problems. Now, the people that he did attempt to assemble, I think that they did a pretty good job. Outside that, he didn't hire Matthew Eberflus because he's already given the job of the DC before. Damn, so you mean to tell me, now that I'm thinking of it, didn't Jerry was probably trying to get Mike McCarthy back and try to finagle Schottenheimer to be the play caller and then just insert Eberflus? Was that probably been the situation? And Mike McCarthy probably was looking at it like, shoot, I need more money. I'm getting paid $4 million, man. Shoot. I hate speculations. Stop playing around, Jerry. If you're going to hire him to be your head coach, give him all of the resources to establish his own damn team, his own assemble of his people, so that he would not be looking over his back. And Eberflus wouldn't get situation whereas I was hired before the damn head coach. You might as well give me that job.
Listen, man, this whole thing boils down to Jerry Jones.
Sure.
Whether it's crude oil, snake oil, or whatever, you got a businessman that's trying to step in and do a professional job. You have to be keen in what you're doing. My biggest take on this season, I'm excited, man. I love it. Because this is watching Jerry squirm and waste money and spend money. That's the only joy I get out of this. I'm a Cowboy fan. I do not like Jerry Jones. I'm glad when his team loses and he's suffering. That's just me, and I probably feel most Cowboy fans probably feel like that. They knew Eberflus wasn't a good pickup. You saw what he did last year with the Chicago Bears. They were trash, man. Jerry is always looking to point the finger and trying to scheme and skip and trying to find a bargain. Bro, these guys are not fitting his system, his scheme, and it's a joke. Why would you have your best cornerback out there and then wait till it's a meaningless game? And then this team is run from top to bottom mediocre. It's trash, man, and it is what it is. And keep giving us your insight about stuff, man. Jerry, I don't care how much film he watches. He doesn't know football like he thinks he knows it.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, this team is too stupid to win. They are literally too stupid to win. Even if they wasted this year with Dak Prescott having a very solid season. I'm not a big Dak Prescott fan. I think he's a slightly above average quarterback, but he had a great year this year. And they wasted it once again, just like Jerry did with Tony Romo a couple of years. So, man, this is the Cowboys, an accident waiting to happen. And
okay, Stephen,
I wish somebody would bet Jerry Jones so they can take this team off of his hands. Appreciate it, fella.
Thank you for the call, Mike. I mean, I think Jerry's a great owner. I having an issue with him as an owner, I don't agree with. I think the Jones family's been awesome. What he's done for the NFL,
made them all billionaires.
They're great for the community. I think as owners, love it. I mean, I do think it's just you've got 30 years of you haven't won. You haven't been able to get past the second round. Every other team in the NFC has made an NFC championship since 2010. That is such a large sample size. I don't get the justification to not attempt something different in the football operation side.
What if I told you, Zach? What if I told you, and this is me speaking as a former personnel guy, what if I tell you there's personnel guys that suck at this too?
I believe it.
That are football guys.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I think there are a lot of guys. For example, would you consider a guy like Matt Millen?
Oh gosh,
Matt Millen, a football guy. Football guy?
Not a good, not a good.
But a football. But
he's
you know
a
what I'm saying?
Guy. He played in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a football.
No doubt. Shout out to them on that. Just want to let y'all know, like I said, support the nation. There's a link. Click to the top of my page on my YouTube. Go there, support the nation, man, there, and help a brother out. Like I said, it came from my Instagram, so I want to be able to grow that back up again. I got 93 people, man. I'm just going to give y'all shots out, man. Fox, appreciate you. Good Hoodie, appreciate you. I Am Heavy, appreciate you. Mr. Cowboy, Jerry, thank you. Kels, Dwight, Texas Bird, Emmanuel, let's get you driving 214. Dale, everybody, man. So if your name is up here, I want to give you your flowers, man, for being able to support me even in the time that I'm going against the grain and we got the ops that's trying to take me down.
They traded up and and drafted Trey Lance. You think John Lynch is a football guy? You think that Shanahan's a football guy?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, sometimes football guys and gals, they suck at this too.
Yeah, they do.
They suck at this job.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what happens
to those guys? They get fired, Brian.
And you know what?
They get fired.
Here I am.
They get fired.
Here I am.
And that's the difference.
Here I am.
Because if it doesn't work, you're going to lose your job. But the issue in this situation is that person's not going to lose their job.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, you're right. It's not going to change. But I'm saying we want football guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And football guy and gal F this thing up too.
Well, I push back on the Jerry's not a football. I don't know how you can have been in this business as long as Jerry has and also won a championship in college with Arkansas.
Yeah.
You can't say Jerry's not a football guy.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's good at team building.
There's a lot of. I keep saying this. Do you think? How many guys did they run through at Detroit before they got it right? How many guys they run through Kansas City before they got it right?
Mm-hmm.
How many guys Philadelphia? To me, I just look at this. I don't disagree with maybe you need to make changes. I'm just saying don't throw the football guy card out there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of football guys out there that are effing bad at this job. And we see them on television every friggin' week.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch that ESPN show, and I'll say his name, Mike Tannenbaum, and guys like that. You know, I love a guy like Mark Ross. You know, Mark Ross was a general manager. He effed that thing up in Buffalo where they had to fix it. Supposedly a football guy. You know, I see something needs to be done differently. Sure. But to just say, go get a football guy, good luck with that, because you can't always find the football guy. You think people are football guys, and they really aren't football guys.
No, it's not an exact science. If it were, then teams would have way more consistent success. But this thing's just
it seems like so long ago this team was 12-4 and winning games.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But again, you didn't have the postseason success. It's like you just can't get past that second round hurdle, and it's been that way now for 3 decades. Yeah. All right, we'll continue on this conversation.
Man, Jerry Jones is not a football guy. He's an oil guy. That's what it is, man. Sometimes people use borrowed credibility as their success mount, you know. And I get it. People would think that, you know, that could be a crash statement to say that right after Brian Browder said that. But Jerry Jones is not a football guy. He's a billionaire, and he took risk. And he was on a team that won a championship in Arkansas many a moons ago, right? I get all of that. But Jimmy Johnson was the ultimate football guy. Bill Parcells was the ultimate football guy. He's the guy that want to get credit on the reports. And I get it for anybody that wants to support Jerry Jones and his football acumen. I'm not trying to take that away. But a football guy is looking at this team, and they would have been able to decipher and say, you know what? We can see down the line that we were making issues about this defense week 2, issues about this defense week 3. The same complaints that we had in week 2 and week 3 is the same complaints that we have right now to this day. Stephen Jones is not a football guy. So people fail to realize there are certain things when you have money and you have immunizations, you are being put into certain rooms just because saying Jerry Jones is a football guy is the equivalent of saying that Jerry Jones is a damn actor because he played in Landman on that role, and we are now saying that Jerry Jones is an actor. Jerry Jones is an actor. You might as well say that he's better than Denzel Washington because he played in a series or a quick snippet of a show. And he will be a football guy just as the same way as he's an actor. And that's just for where we are at right now. Just because you know how to swim doesn't mean that you are a swimmer. Just because you know how to ride a bike doesn't mean that you're a cyclist, or however they call it. Just because you know 1 or 2 songs on a piano, you're not a pianist, you know. So this is for what it is. We see it all the time, people faking the phone. Being in situations that they are in, and they're saying, hey, this is who I am. Landman do go hard, though. I do like Landman. But nobody's putting Jerry Jones in the doggone thing saying, hey, man, he's a damn good actor.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt, download Sleeper and use code LAW. And when you use that code, keep this onto your mental mindset. There $20 from me to you will be granted. On top of that, if you download $100 to this particular app, they will match it up to $100. There's $220 for your mind. And it is for what it is. Let's go up into the phone lines for your mind and make things snappy and quick. And let's get things moving and grooving, Cowboys Nation. But we all wish that we can do this before we open the phone lines.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frenkel and Frenkel, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. There's 214 or 817 and maybe 3 that you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners. And with that being said, they're located here in the heart of Dallas. They got a combined of 100 years of experiences, backed by being one of the #1 law firms in the state of Texas. Be sure to reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. And if you can't dial that number, just visit FrenkelFirm.com. These are lawyers, not guys. This is marketing. That's why they get me to do this, right? They can do their own marketing, but they get me to do this, right? So that's what it is. They are lawyers. You know, they ain't trying to have a marketing firm. But I got Glenn out of 202 You Live. Talk to me, Glenn, from the 202 You Live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's good, Long?
Hey, man, had better days, man. Talk to me, though.
All right. Well, so I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate the rant. You're voicing a lot of our frustrations, so you're not alone in that.
Appreciate it.
I just want to make it real quick on this defense. So I think we're of the same minds on this. We kind of saw it from the very beginning with Eberflus. He was coaching and calling plays like a guy who was just hoping his plays would work.
Right.
And I'm not an expert on defense, but I know enough to know that if you don't have a perfect roster on defense, which we knew the Cowboys were flawed because they didn't have a pass rusher.
Right.
Your job as a defensive coordinator is to get the offense off schedule.
Right.
He could never get the opposing quarterback off schedule.
Right.
And it was frustrating. It's almost like you're sitting there watching the leak come through the roof, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it was so frustrating. I think at the end of the day, when I was watching that game against the Vikings,
right,
Brian Flores was everything I want in a defensive coordinator. He doesn't have a perfect roster, but you know what?
Right.
The Cowboys were off schedule consistently in that game. And I think that's Exhibit A as to why Eberflus is going to get fired. So I'll just let you go with that. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Good points, too, by the way. And, see, I let him get his point off and everything. Cowboys. The whole point of defense is to defend. And this haven't been updated yet. But when you do look at the updated, the Cowboys scored 424 points this season. This is before this game because it haven't updated yet. What I'm getting at is that they allowed 454 points. If you are to take that number, slice it in half, you are a 10-plus win team. But the football guy in Jerry Jones can't see that. And the football knowledge and wisdom and understanding that Matthew Eberflus couldn't understand that. Because I get it. If you don't – look, let me tell y'all something, man. Life lessons. Take my glasses out, my shades off. You're not going to have things in life that's given to you. You got to make do with what you can make do with. There wasn't all the time that we had the chances to get certain levels of food. But mom knew how to get in there in that kitchen and make something, a meal. We look in the cabinets, we look in the refrigerator. Mom has nothing to eat. And mom will get in that damn kitchen, and before you know it, we have a 4-course meal. How? Because they know how to make do with what they got. Not complaining, not talking about we don't have this, not talking about we don't have that, but she made sure that our bellies wasn't touching our backs. Sometimes you got to make do with what you got. Now, with Matt Eberflus, he's sitting here saying, I got to have a silver spoon. I got to have the damn China set. Now, us poor folks, we still had that China set that was in the living room. You better not touch them damn dishes. Don't touch them. They just set up for decoration, right? And we made do for what was made do out of, right? Stretch a meal. We know for sure if mama is cooking that damn spaghetti, them 3 days worth of spaghetti. Yeah, we eat spaghetti for about 3 days, man. We done made a spaghetti sandwich out of that, you know? We done remixed so much food, and don't even look like we missed a meal. But this doggone Matt Eberflus, what he need, a 4, 5-star, what they call them, top end, high end chefs? We need that in order to at least show what you can do. Man, we grew up off of syrup sandwiches, and when you ran out of syrup, man, you better get you a mayonnaise sandwich. You know? Come on with it. Leftovers, man. Figure it out. But this guy wanted a damn silver spoon. He couldn't call good defenses until we got Quentin Williams. Yeah, we remix some spaghetti. Spaghetti and lasagna, same thing, man. 3 cheese spaghetti this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sure. Meatballs, man. Whoever did the best, give me the meatballs, man. Make spaghetti sandwiches, man. We made things do. Man, you can't tell me, man, a grilled cheese toast? Shoot. Make it gourmet kind. Sugar water, yeah, so that belly won't be hurting. Yeah, put a little sugar in that water. We didn't have all of that stuff. Your gums hurt, man, put a little Jim Beans on it when you're young, man. Put a little whiskey in that, you know? Stretch that out. Old ass grits, harder than damn life, brick. You can take them grits and throw it somewhere. Leftover grits, add a little water into it, man. It'll be all right. Put a little butter in mine. Saute that damn grits back up to life. Resurrect some grits. Old ass oatmeal, we know how to resurrect it. Scraping the pot, man. Sure, belly touching my back. Learn how to eat the whole chicken leg, man. Man, you left too much meat on that damn bone. Give me that, man. Hey, man, you nasty. Hey. Shoot, turkey and all of that stuff. Right now, it make a good little potluck. Scrape up all of them, like people threw the turkey broth out. No, put that in the soup. Yeah, sure. Make it stretch. Bologna and cheese. Hey, you tired of eating cold bologna? Fry that bologna till it's my color black. I want the edges to be hard black. No, we couldn't get that name brand's corn flakes and stuff. We got the Walmart brand, man. The Walmart milk, Walmart Great Value, and all of that stuff. Hog head cheese and some old ass crackers. Yeah, saltine or not. Well, we can figure out how to stretch a meal, man. Man, Eberflus out here wanting everything. I want the caviar. That stuff nasty, man. Sure. Powdered milk, buttermilk, man. Y'all know about that. Sure. All right. I got from the good hoodie, man, for the 217. You're live on the nation, man. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Law? How you doing today, man?
All is well, man. Can't complain, man.
Hey, man, I'm just calling to speak to you today, man. It's crazy what's going on your end. But I just want to encourage you, brother, because we watching, we still rolling with you. And I mean to remind you that they took everything from Joe. And God bless him in an abundance 2 times of what he had. So just stay the course, man. We are watching, we are supporting, and we are believing. And the haters gonna hate when they know you're right.
Right.
So just keep the pedal to the metal, man. We rocking with you till the wheels fall off. And according to the season, the only thing I gotta say is we've seen the formula on repeat year after year. And I have my eyes open to something you said a long time ago about complementary football and the necessity of buy-in from the team and player relationships and all that formulates into the product that we had with Jimmy Johnson. Everything built off of each other. It wasn't, no, we don't need Michael Irvin because we got Emmitt Smith. It wasn't, no, we don't need this when we have that. And we just need to get back to it, brother.
Yeah.
I'll be brief today, man. Just wanted to uplift you real quick. And we'll be watching, as always, heading into the draft season, man. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's good. That's good from the good hoodie. And that's not the hood Quavies Cushington. It's the good hoodie. Appreciate him. Appreciate him for all the support he's doing. Yeah. That's what I said, late night munches, man. Shoot. Hell yeah. On Friday, he said, what are you doing? You better put some water in that cornflakes? Yes, indeed. Man, y'all know about them water in the cornflakes, man. Top Roman, Noose Hot Pocket. Shoot. Stretch that meal. All right, the next caller, Zeta, not Beta, from the 205. You're live on the nation, brought to you by Frenkel Firm and water
man.
And cereal. What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm not even gonna ask how you doing because I know how it is out here, man.
Yeah.
They tried to take you down because I was wondering where your Instagram page is. I was like, man, they got low.
Yeah, they got me, man.
Like, hey, man, but I already called in like a couple of days ago talking about next year in the draft, but everybody want to blame Eberflus, and he's a big reason why this defense is bad. But when you got these players on the field that's missing tackles and in wrong assignments every play, that's not on Eberflus, really. That's just on the players. Like, if you don't know how to tackle by now, and you in the NFL, I don't know. There's no hope. Like, I'm seeing players, corners, like, you shouldn't have to teach a corner how to cover in today's NFL. You made it this far, how the fuck you know how to cover?
Right.
Like, Trevon Revel, I get it. He coming off of an ACL tear, but, like, tackling, what do your knees have to do with tackling?
Man, you got to bend. You got to keep your pad levels low. He's a little too high. He's favoring his side. So here's what I thoughts on it. We shouldn't have seen him this year. We shouldn't have seen him. We should have. Special team play probably should have been the only thing just to get his legs, get his feet together. You get what I'm saying? But they shouldn't have never put him out there. I get it that he can move around. He can give you a little play here and there. But what you don't want.
Ain't right.
Something like right. We can literally tell like, hey man, it's mobility, man, COD. They're challenging those things. Good offensive coordinators gonna attack you on your COD, right? If they know where you're favoring, right? Just like to a degree. Did you see that boxing match the other night?
It's about Jake Paul.
Yeah, that guy 6'6" that was fighting him. That shouldn't have been in the same ring.
Yeah.
Privilege got him in there. Privilege and money got Jake Paul. Privilege and money got Jake Paul in that damn ring. That guy could have killed him. He could have killed him if he'd have hit. If he instead of that jaw, if that punch would have landed on his temple, he probably would have broke his neck and he would have died in the ring.
Yeah, Yeah, he would probably been paralyzed.
Paralyzed. And people fail to realize this game ain't to be played like that. And Jerry Jones, I get it. You know, he's optimistic. He want to be able to be the person that need to be right. But we should have had Revel debut next season, and we got a guy and accept the fact that we got a guy in the third round that was talked about as being a first round draft pick. Instead of us gambling in the second round, we gambled in the third round this past season. Normally we do those gambles in the second.
Yeah, man. The Cowboys, it's just the way the team is operated. You know, Jerry, he did some good things this year, but he did a lot of bad, and it's coming back. Like Kenneth Murray, you know what it is with Kenneth Murray, man.
Yeah.
It's just Cowboys they have a gaping injury, and they try to patch it up with Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a whole arm chopped off and put a little Band-Aid on it and expect it to be all right. Like, we've been having issues on this team for years, though, and they still haven't been fixed.
Yeah.
Like, this man Jerry, I don't know, man. It's just too much politics, and the way you got Diggs. Now you want to put Diggs in the game when Bland out. Like, no, do you understand? Like, Bland and Diggs never play together. Like, they have like a combined total of like 10 games played together.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, you got to let one go if they ain't gonna be on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just through, man. I'm just through, and just sit back for the rest of the year. Like, what's the point, man? Like, what's the point of keep playing your franchise man $60 million and he fuck around and get hurt next week? Like, I'm just saying, like, just sit him, man. Just sit CD, because GP, he gonna want to play for his money. But sit CD and back and third, just sit them all, man. Just let the backup get their time in, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I agree. I endorse that statement, man. I get it. You want to showcase that you macho and you want to play and finish out the season. You get hurt on any play, right? Shoot. You know what I'm saying? They say be cautious before you cross the street, right? Look both ways. But damn it, if you go on playing in the street, you just never know what the next driver going to do, right? So from this day, I just tell kids, don't play in the street. But by the Cowboys continuing to put their kids in the street, that you know you're going to need them for meaningful games. Because put it like this, and this is why I'm going to get the Cowboys. And anybody want to debate me, they can debate me. Damn it, if they don't play the damn players, the starters in preseason, then why in the hell you playing them now?
Who knows?
That's the whole argument. Appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Oh, yes, sir, Law.
Yeah. That's Zeta, not Beta. If you're not going to play Dak Prescott preseason 1 and 2 and 3, then why he's out here now? The teams that do that, they are teams that continuously go to the postseason game. I remember Tom Brady playing in preseasons. I remember some of those star-studded players on certain philosophies that you play through the echoes of whistle. You play those guys in the preseason. But the Cowboys, on top of that, now that it hit me, if you don't play your starters in the preseason and you saying that you're trying to get a good start for the next season, then, damn it, you shouldn't be playing the players now. That should be echoed. Somebody let the Joneses and everybody in the front office know from that aspect. Because I'm dead ass right. All right, I got 585. You're live on the Nation. Brought to you by Sleeper.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Not much.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Yeah, man. Like you were just talking about, as far as the Joneses not letting people play, letting these players play in the preseason and using our regular season games as the preseason is the stupidest shit ever.
Right.
And they got the reason I think they're doing that now is because when Tony Romo got hurt,
right,
against the Seahawks, right. And I think that's wrong because, you know, like you said, Tom Brady and them, they played a couple series in the preseason just to get, you know what I mean, just get their feet wet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's a smart thing to do because that's what the preseason is for.
Right. For
people to, you know, get knocked from the cobwebs out. But the Joneses is going about it all wrong. But before all that, the Joneses, what they really going wrong is that these all my guys type bullshit when it's time to sign players. keep holding on to players instead of letting some of these players go that really doesn't fit what they're trying to do. And being cheap in free agency. That's where I think one of our biggest issues is in the offseason. Is like they're not preparing themselves for the free agency and try to get some of these good veterans and good key pieces that they can put on their own team to fill some of these holes up, then go into the draft and try to draft as good as they can. Yeah. You know what I mean? Will and deal. And I think that's the problem, man. It's too much of a family ring type of situation. That's why, when I hear people like Brian Broaddus not getting on the Joneses about how they're operating, and maybe Jerry need to step down, or it need to be another voice in the room with these guys, is a problem for me, because you can't say, oh, these I understand other guys in the NFL that's ex-players or people like maybe unproven, or even people that's been proven but they're not doing so good on other teams as GMs, not to give them a chance. I think our problem is we too family orientated. It's a mom and pop store over here, and they think that it's okay just to do it the way they want to do it, but what they're doing is not working because there's no proof in the pudding. We haven't been into an NFC championship game in I don't know how long. I'm like, come on, man. It was other voices in the room when Jerry Newman was running this team when they was going to Super Bowls. It was an aggressiveness that we haven't seen in a long time. And like you guys be saying, that only time that they move is when the fans start talking shit about them not doing anything in the offseason. And then we start seeing it in the regular season. It affects us, and we can't never get over the hump. It's a reason why we can't get over the hump, is because we're not doing the things that the winning teams are doing. And if they're doing it, they're halfway doing it, and then they're being cheap about it.
Yeah, it's the small things. It's the small things that get us in trouble every time, right? It's like Malik Davis always been better than Miles Sanders, right? We shouldn't even got a chance to even see Miles Sanders in uniform when we could have made the move to get Malik Davis. I know he was on the free agency, but Malik Davis proved that he was better than Miles Sanders. So if you take that example and stretch it out over all of this team, Ryan Flanoy should have won definitively that third spot for wide receiver, right? Yeah. If you stretch that out beyond, like, I get it. You pay Jake Ferguson. I would give the Joneses, the front office, that aspect of it because they paid him off of potential. I can't get mad at him for that. But damn it, why is Schoonmaker still there? You get what I'm saying? Like, when you sent Mozzie off, Schoon should have been attached. They should have been joint at the hip, right? Siamese twins. Yeah. They was back-to-back draft picks and haven't did anything for us collectively. I'm not beating up Mama Mozzie. I love your son. I hope all is well. Don't want him to do any harm to himself. But you get what I'm saying? Like, at some point, we got to be able to look at this team and say it's the small things. But what happens here is Jerry Jones and some of our star-studded players, they outshine and they overtalk and they overglow the issues, because now all of a sudden it's Dak Prescott. He got to perform at all of these things on the smallest level. There should have been, since training camp, Tyler Smith as your left tackle. And that should have been done. But they said, hey, we want to make sure that we are right with Tyler Guyton. And he's been performing a little bit better than what he did the previous year, by the way. But at some point, we shouldn't be sitting in these chairs, not making or touching millions upon millions of dollars, not even close to billions, and know the personnel better than they. It shouldn't be that way, man. And that's what makes us mad and angry, because we've been doing this before even Ford got here on this team. We've been doing this for over 15, 20 years, saying that the Cowboys should do X, Y, and Z, and they don't do it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and like you're saying, man, like you said, man, Flournoy, he did his thing this year.
Right.
For the time that he did get. The stuff that pisses me off with people like Brian, and I know it's got to be coming from up top to use Turpin in the way that he's using Turpin. Turpin is not better than Flournoy. He's not bigger than him. He might be faster than him,
Right.
but being a complete receiver, he's not. You know what I'm saying? He barely is a good kick returner. He's fast, whatever, but he in a crunch time situation, them defenders gonna swallow him up and slam him on his damn neck. I don't want this little dude out there. He's not fooling anybody. You know what I mean? At least what I know with Flournoy, I got a chance to get a jump ball. I got a chance that, you know, he's going to make the right read as far as trying to catch the football, and he's going to be a compliment to CD and Pickens out there. You know what I mean? Because you have to watch him now.
Right.
But far as us, whoever we pay, they get to play. That's some bullshit. You know, it's been biting us in the behind. It was biting us for years. That the people that they're paying, and a lot of these dudes be coming back on these family discounts or team discount type of deals, and then they're not working out in the long run. These dudes, the Joneses, got to do something different, man. They got to be more aggressive and get better players in here. Then at the same time, too, get more of if this defensive coordinator is not it, get him out here. Get an aggressive defensive coordinator in here to coach these guys up, and at the same time, the Jones family need to back off with all that soft shit. Let's bring the attitude that the old regime used to have, far as the championship demeanor of what we used to be back in the day. Them teams had attitude. Them Cowboys teams had to have attitude to go against the 49ers, the Steelers, and all these organizations that have attitudes. And you still see they have their attitude. We lost our attitude. It's all glitz and glamour in Dallas, and that's a bad thing.
A bad thing, man.
But
Appreciate you, bro. Good call. Good call. Yeah, and I know exactly where he going with that. Like, regardless of the Steelers, they obtain their identity. Regardless of who been the coach, I think they only had like 4 coaches in their franchise career, or whatever. The Steelers, or 3 or 4. But their identity still, they're gonna play some good defense. They're gonna fight it through, and that's the identity. The Ravens, to a degree, they tend to fall into that's their identity. The Cowboys, believe it or not, their identity was always, we're going to play some stern defense. Doomsday defense before I was born here. That's the identity of the Cowboys. Good defense. We always had star-studded wide receivers. They always had 2. Tony the Thrill Hill. We had Drew Pearson. You know, the identity of the Cowboys always been, yeah, you had your star-studded quarterback, but you had that running back. Being a chauvinist, that comes with it when you're winning. But when you're losing, man, you begin to say to yourself, hey, but what's your identity? The identity always been that. The top, if you really, Troy Aikman is a damn good quarterback. I love Troy Aikman. I love the beer and everything. But the identity was that defense in the 90s and running the hell out of that ball. Play action, and he was the best timing quarterback. Was he the number one in the quarterback? Nope. You had at least 5 or 6 quarterbacks better, but you can't put no money against that brother 8 because he can know for sure I can lean on the backs of my identity. And we don't have that now. I got from the 626, and then Lady Jessica from the 903. Hold tight. 626, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Well, I got a couple points here. I agree completely with that. And that was a phenomenal point on the, if they're not playing in the preseason, why are they going to play right now? Like,
Right.
That don't make no sense at all.
Right.
I probably think it's maybe because they didn't know we were eliminated till last night. So we had a game plan, everybody practiced and stuff, but next week they probably won't do it like that, hopefully. Because I don't want to see nobody go down. But Well, I disagree on the rebel point. So
Okay,
we know
yeah,
he came off the injury. He came off the injury. I think these are valuable reps. You know what I'm saying? He's getting beat out there.
Yep.
That's all right. It's just part of the game. He's
But
getting some reps. He's getting his legs under him.
Before
That
you go
way
into that point, name me another player and name me another team that this would have happened.
That this what?
That a guy that had the type and kind of caliber of injury Rebel had, right? Name me another player that's in the National Football League that did that, or another team that did that. Name me the players that played with a knee brace out there on the field. Because I get what you're saying. I'm not fighting your argument. I know reps are reps, but
Yeah, I mean the reps are to me. I'm just saying because instead of next year him coming back, all right, he comes back next year, and then now we're giving him an excuse of he didn't play last year. At least he's getting 6 to 8 games of solid reps. He's getting beat. He's seeing the speed of the game. He's getting film on himself to know where he can get better. He's in a lot of the plays. He just needs to outstretch a hand, turn his head faster. It's just little things here and there that he hasn't played in a year and a half.
Yeah,
So,
I think that
it's
you
all
could have
right.
got.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna kill him off that.
No.
It's just
Is he playing like dog water trash? I'm not gonna put that on that kid because I understand the mental.
I'm not saying that. I'm
But-
not saying that at all.
But for me, this is my thoughts. I would have. This is just me. I would have at least said, okay, Revel, we're gonna ramp you up in practice. We're not going to play you in a real game because you still got that brace on. But what we're going to do here, because I don't want bad tape out there, because DBs is predicated upon confidence. And once that confidence is gone, it's hard to regain and retract that confidence from a mentality mindset. There was a guy, I forgot his name, but the Giants drafted him. And his first game was against Amari Cooper. We had Amari Cooper at that game. And he's still chasing his confidence back because I think he came from Georgia or something. He's really good DB. Y'all can put his name down once y'all come up with it. But what I'm saying is next season, you got a long training camp is long. He would have got a chance to get training camp with the stars on the front end. And then he can play preseason 1, preseason 2, preseason 3, and he'll be ready for week 1. That's how I would have rolled out Trevon Revel, especially when he gets off of that brace, man. That's me, and I could be a little bit too light on him, but I feel what you coming from that aspect of it, though.
10-4. I mean, I can see that point of it too.
Yeah.
But let me move on to the defense. Eberflus, I think what's disappointing about that is a lot of things are disappointing about that, but one of the most disappointing things is he's got to know his job's on the line at this point. And he's about to lose his job, and we still don't see him throwing everything like he's trying to save it. Like he's still just sitting back, minor changes, letting them just kill us down the field slowly. I don't think we've seen a zero blitz all season long. We don't see nothing to really. He won't go out of character. He won't change his philosophy. Not even just a play or a series to be like, let me just see. And that's the point. It's like, this guy is too stuck in his ways. He's got to go. He's really got to go. He's too stuck in his way. He hasn't changed anything.
Yeah.
And in closing, the Joneses, I just think that they don't know how to build a team in the salary cap era. They were able to do it pre-salary cap, and we could just stack a team. But now, when it's time to fit players underneath a certain salary cap, I think they handicap themselves because they're thinking too far ahead of time. Like, we don't have no money. We're not gonna have no money. We have no money. The money's all right, but they're so scared of the money down the line that we don't make no moves in free agency. We sometimes don't play our players. We take too long to play our players. So I just think they don't know how to manage that free agency. They were good prior to the salary cap era, but they don't know what they're doing.
No doubt, man.
But that's all I got,
man. Good call from you, bro. Really good call. Yeah. No doubt. I want to say, y'all got me thinking about the damn. I listened to what he was saying though, and I'm gonna touch on the salary cap era. I'm trying to think. Was it Baker? It was his. I think it happened in 2019. The Giants drafted. Let me see. Now y'all got me thinking. Now I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna find out who it was. Though, hold on. Yeah. I know he played for Georgia. He was really good coming out of Georgia. But his first debut game was against Amari Cooper. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen. He was a first-round draft pick. Nah, I got to go all the way back. Not Kadarius Toney. He was an early-round draft pick. Had to be 2019. DeAndre Baker. He wasn't the first round. Was he first-round draft pick? DeAndre Baker, coming out of Georgia in 2019. Yeah. So he was a second-round draft pick or something like that. He was an early-round draft pick for him. And let me pull it up so y'all know who I'm talking about. His first debut game, I'll never forget because me and Bad Dog was talking about it. They drafted Daniel Jones, Dexter Lawrence, DeAndre Baker. His debut game was against Amari Cooper. He was toast for the rest of his career. DeAndre Baker was toast for the rest of his career because of confidence. You know, he never lived up to the expectations because he was good in Georgia. He really good. And one can argue to a smaller degree with the other guy because Banks in 2023. Once he came up against us, it was just over. He lost all of his confidence is what I'm getting at. You know, confidence plays a major role, not a minor role, as it relates to DBs, and that can carry you. I'm praying that there's no faint of heart and confidence in Revel. He got a good support casting system next to him. I'm thinking that they're going to figure out ways to get him going. But this is what we are, man.
I said,
this is where we are. Let me tell y'all something what we need to do, though, before I let the next caller on. Shout out to Eugene Lockhart, you know.
I said, you want some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is.
There's Eugene Lockhart. Before I let the next caller on, so shout out to you, Parkway. He was the first round. He was a 30th pick. Damn, the Giants had a lot of good picks, didn't they? They had Daniel Jones, Dexter Long. They had 3 first-round picks. They fumbled that bag. But what Eugene is basically saying is, and shout out to Daniel Jones, hope all is well with him on his speedy recovery, is that we are an appetizer team. Them appetizers hit. Boy, you be at that restaurant and you be so hungry, and boy, you get that appetizer. And it makes you feel good, but it never satisfies you. Don't try to eat too much of that bread, too, by the way. Because some people are satisfied with the appetizers. But let me just rewind it just so y'all can feel the passion in his voice.
Some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people
like he arguing
that's
at you,
willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more. You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry.
There's a linebacker there for you, man. I guarantee you that there's spit everywhere on that phone or that microphone, and it's coming out with passion. And I ain't talking about plums and all of this stuff. That spit that's coming out, you got to be hungry, man. You can't be settling for appetizers, man. We settle for appetizers all year. I got the 903. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
That's the problem. Everybody want to talk about this and that. And I'm sick of y'all want to put it all on Dak.
Right.
Every quarterback on all 32 teams need their team members to do their part. Now, they want to say numbers, but then CD did just like old boy from the last time that got his numbers before they got rid of him, and he just checked out on the quarterback. They checked out on that. Dak told him to go from over there in that left corner to the middle of that field, and he put that ball right there. The ball landed straight in the end zone. So if he had ran over there and did what Dak told him to do, they would have caught the ball, both of them, Turpin and 3.
Yeah.
Dak can't do it all by himself.
Yeah.
And the defense allowed points. They ran straight for the man. Now, how you not going to tackle the man and you right there in his face and you going to go to the side of the man and he going to go by you? Come on. And the players is as good as the coach. If the coach is not aggressive, y'all want to talk about what happened? What happened? What happened? We lost the man that was aggressive. Why? Because of ego. Jerry got an ego problem. He wants to be the coach and the GM and the man over the team. Jerry needs to do like every other owner of all the other 31 teams. Hire the GM, let the people he hired, as you say, Law, and let his money work for him.
Yep.
But the problem is he old, he's set in his ways, and that is who is the real problem of why this team suffer for the past 7 years. Then Dak is a top QB, and I'm so sick of the disrespect. Sit him for what? Sit the starters for what? No, they need to work for what they making. So no, they don't need to sit.
You want to play Dak and all
that? Job. Yes. Why disrespect my quarterback? Y'all was gonna sit him. You should have signed him, let him play the first 2 halves. Then say, okay, Dak, we gonna let old boy out there. Then when they let old boy out there, what do you do? He runs so careless, loose with the ball, and they popped it right out. Fumble. You don't do that when Dak is hot and he getting the ball out. You don't sit him like that. I don't want him hurt. No. Yes, they might be eliminated for going to the playoffs. Right. But why sit them? Why sit them? Then y'all say preseason. They don't let them play preseason. Then when they let them play preseason, then they get hurt. Then what are y'all going to do? You're going to complain most of the season until they come back. It's like a heart of a man is never satisfied. I don't understand with some of my Dallas Cowboy fan base members why y'all complain so much. Y'all worse than the doggone Seagulls fan, everybody else. That's why everybody else talk about this team. Because why? We don't have their back. We both have their back in the good and in the bad. Yes, we hate to see them lose. Yes, we hate to see them have a bad season. But if Jerry don't get the pieces, get rid of the pieces we have instead of keeping the pieces we have and get more pieces to add to it. Y'all want to talk about salary cap and all this stuff. It ain't y'all money. It's Jerry Jones money. He got every type of money he wants to pay anybody. I get so sick of hearing about the salary cap every year with y'all. Y'all are like a doggone tape recorder. Yes, it's over with. But play until the end. I love y'all, but y'all gotta quit, bro. Y'all gotta quit.
Appreciate you for calling in. That's Lady Jessica.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing.
Hit the organs plus.
Got nothing but love for you, baby.
I got it, y'all. Let me show y'all how I used to do it back in the day. Let me show y'all how you do it. Let me show you how young Eddie Law used to do it. Life like this, I wish. Raindrops fall. Life like this, I wish. Raindrops would fall. Life like this, I wish. It's funny how they try to give him the money. Or they say they tried to give him the money, and he was like, "Life like this, I wish." Dang. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yeah. But, hey, Doug, I still got it. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Let me play this one more time, man. You see. I'm gonna send this to Kenneth Murray, man.
I said, you want some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys.
Lockhart, my guy. But when he said hungry, damn, dog. Ain't no way in the world that smell fresh.
You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more.
We do, man.
You need some people that's
hungry.
I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. I said, you want...
Oh, my God, boy. All right, he wasn't hungry, man. I got 210, man. You live on the nation, man. Talk to me. What's good with you, man?
Hey, she was cooking, but then she lost me a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Just a little bit. But she was right on point, though, man. I get where she coming from, and I understand. But, you know, in a game, if it's an elbow, if it's an ACL, that's gonna put everything in slams for 2026. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you protect the quarterback to that degree, but if you had the notion that you're not gonna play your starters in preseason because of that, then you should not play your starters at the end of the season because of that. But keep going.
Hey, Lo, so to that point, right? If you know you're not making the playoffs, you can let them run.
Yeah.
But this draft right here, this is probably the best defensive draft. Remember I said this is probably the best defensive draft in the past 30 years. More defensive players will be selected in this draft than offensive players ever in the history of the NFL. But I caution everybody, and I'm going to throw Jerry Jones a lifeline. When was the last time Jerry Jones made a splash move in a regular season? And I'm going to wait for it.
I want to say 2018.
That's when they got Maury Cooper.
Right.
Right? And before that, the last move they made was Brandon Carr, correct?
Was that mid-season? I thought that was off-season or something like that. Hold on.
Free agency, right?
Hold on. He's coming to me. Nah, I don't. I'm talking about mid-season though, right?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Roy
man.
Williams from the Lions.
What, 2 first-round draft picks and some third stuff? Nah, but that happened before the season, I believe.
For Brandon Carr or Roy Williams, which one?
I think for Brandon, both of them, that happened before the season kicked off, you know.
And they didn't pan out, did they?
To be fair, Brandon Carr would be a starting DB on his team, and he wasn't that bad. If you look at
Right
everything.
now, yeah, this year he
I mean, he Brandon. Let me tell you what happened to Brandon Carr. Megatron. And Jeff Heath. Jeff Heath was his high safety, and Brandon Carr was the damn DB, and Megatron put up about 300 yards on us, bro. And he lived with that. And then what happened with Brandon Carr was also we won that damn game, but the media tore it up with Odell Beckham. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Odell Beckham, the catch, it was on Brandon Carr.
But Law, I say that shit to say this.
So where you getting at,
Man,
though?
people kill me. Like, people fucking is killing me right now. If you a true Cowboys fan, and in the past 30 years, if you cannot acknowledge that fucking Jerry Jones went out in the past 30 years and got the biggest acquisition that he could get in a Quentin Williams, you got to be asinine. You delusional. You are a delusional Cowboys fan. If you're going to sit here and tell me him going to get Quentin Williams is not big, that's a big deal. That's some shit Jerry Jones don't do.
I get what you're saying. Overall, I get what you're saying with the Quentin Williams. Even to the point with the Kenny Clark to still have those 2 first-round draft picks with Quentin Williams. But it's like me, you know, I drive a Beamer X5, you know, and it's nice. He does everything. Warm your seats up before you get in there. You can do the auto start. It's got the moonlight roof and everything. Got all of the weapons. But if I give it to my daughter to drive, she ain't going to really know how to utilize and use it. That's what Matt Eberflus did to us this season.
No. You can't put that shit on Matt Eberflus, Law. We can't do that. I ain't about to let nobody do that.
Oh, so you want to bring Eberflus back?
No. I ain't saying bring him back.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying a player is not as good as the coach. A coach is as good as his players are. Listen to what I'm saying. A coach is as good as his players. A player is not as good as a coach ever. If you don't have talent and you're on my roster, what the hell am I getting out of you if it's not there? I don't care what nobody say. DeRon Bland is not a top 15 corner.
Well, how is Brian Flores able to do it?
So you telling me right now, if we had Brian Flores as a defense coordinator, our Cowboys would be better on defense? I disagree.
I completely think that we won't give up 454 points. There's no way.
But we look at the minute things. We look at a way to place the blame on something else. We can sit here and say that shit all day till we blue in the face. The Cowboys scored 17 points today. 17. We ain't talking about fuck the defense. We talking about the offense. 17 points.
And the Chargers scored on every drive that they had. Nearly every drive that they had.
The Cowboys should score on every drive that they get.
Man, that's not how football works, bro.
Bro, but
they've been doing it all season. They've been doing it all season. 450 points.
Against who though, Law? Against the sorry teams. They cooking against the sorry teams.
Who?
You got to go out there. Dak, you have to score. Points
so
on a contender.
You want your quarterback technically to score 30 to 40 points. He got to go in there unscathed. Now, granted, Dak Prescott is not perfect. I'm not putting him in that spot or that realm. So are you lamenting the fact that the defense is just as sorry or horrid as this offense? The offense is just as horrible and sorry as this defense. Is that what you?
I'm not saying that, Lo.
What are you getting at? What's your point?
You get paid $60 million.
Okay.
You get paid $60 million. At some point, you got to look across that goddamn field and understand that this team is going to live off us. We can't afford, as Cowboys fans, we can't afford as the Dallas Cowboys to go out here and score less than 23 points in no game and expect to win. Listen to what I'm saying. When they lose, they're scoring less than 23 points a game. We cannot, especially with CD Lamb.
And we talked about the struggles of that. The damn Minnesota Vikings all season long. You can't name me the prominent players on their defense, but they only allowed 30 points one time. We just allowed that, eclipsed that for 8 times this season almost.
No, but you outside of that, right? Trevon Rebel, right?
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying he shouldn't have played this year. Yes, the hell he should have played this year. Man, how you know what you got if you don't let him play? The man got to get reps, man. The Dallas Cowboys, they know they not making the playoffs.
Ray Charles can see what you got with a guy with one leg. There's no one. All right, so if you can name me other players in the league that's before he was born and after he was born that played with a knee brace, then I can give you that. But he's literally the first guy.
No.
He made black history. The first black player to play with a knee brace out there is a DB. That could be on a quiz for someone.
That shit, I play football. That shit does not matter.
You played DB?
Get the reps. I played DB cornerback. Went to college for it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
With the knee brace?
You have to let him get out. You have to let him get out there.
You have to? Why didn't they let Josh Butler get out there? Why didn't they let Josh Butler see? You got a contract. You got him for 4 years. You got 4 years to see what you got.
So with that logic, right? Bland ass got played. Everybody like, oh, Jerry don't play. He wait too late to play. Bland ass got paid like he a top 15 corner in this league. DaRon Bland is not a top 15 corner in this league, and I don't give a fuck who the defense coordinator is.
What did Bland get paid off of? What did DaRon Bland get paid off of?
Playing the nickel.
No. What did he get paid off of?
You talking about being the next man up?
No. Why did the team play DaRon Bland? What did they pay him based off of?
His performance.
There you go. So you can't use that as an argument. You can't use that as a justification.
DaRon Bland was good as a nickel. When you moved DaRon Bland to outside corner, DaRon Bland
when was
outside corner.
When was the last time he played nickel? Go. See, a lot of people.
He haven't played nickel in a minute.
He haven't played nickel. He got paid for playing on the outside, even though he's a nickel corner. People fail to realize that Jordan Lewis was the guy that played inside. DaRon Bland been playing on the outside due to injuries.
And so are you telling me he's a top 15 corner in the league?
Based off of his productivity, he was a top 15 corner in the league.
Is he top 15 this year? He ain't even.
Hell no, he's not.
That's my point is
and guess why? Guess why? Different scheme fit.
But it's not Matt though.
Is Nashawn Wright a top 15 corner in this league right now? Yes or no?
No.
Is he? Let me say this again. Is Nashawn Wright a top 15 cornerback in this league? Yes or no?
No, he's not. He's not even top 4.
Is Nashawn Wright, based off of his productivity, is he a top 15 cornerback in this league right now? Off of this season.
That man not even top 50.
Is Nashawn Wright, based off of his productivity and his accolades this season, is he considered a top 15 cornerback?
No, the man not top 50.
Based off of his productivity this season, is Nashawn Wright a top 15 cornerback?
This year, yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. You see, next year's not promised that he will play at this same level, and we can't continue to utilize what he did in the past to say that that's what he's going to get. If I'm Nashawn Wright's agent or rep, I'm saying, hey, man, if my kid get another year like this, I want him to get paid like that. That's how business is done, unfortunately.
But I hear all that. But Jerry Jones, this is what Jerry Jones get. This is what he get effed up at. You got the fans complaining, and you got the news talking. You got fans complaining and news talking. It forces Jerry Jones in an uncompromised position. He has to pay the player because the news is talking and the fans are complaining. So he rushes out there and he make dumbass decisions, right?
No.
Like paying Bland.
That's the price of doing business. That's come with his job duty.
But if he would have paid Michael Parsons $47 million, they would have said Jerry Jones is the craziest fucking owner in National Football history for paying a defensive end that much money.
If you would have paid him before last season, when it was time to pay him, then you wouldn't even have to have those conversations of $40 million or $47 million.
So let me ask you a question. Everybody that we got right now, take Quentin Williams off the team, take Kenny Clark off the team. Y'all telling me right now, when Michael Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys are in the playoffs right now.
We don't know. We don't know because you got Matthew Eberflus. He was 2-10. He was 2-10 in his stretch in his tenure as a head coach with the Chicago Bears, and they had some bona fide guys there.
That does not matter.
Why is it don't? If that's his resume. That's his resume.
When he came in as a defense coordinator, when he got hired, Michael Parsons was his number one player on defense. So if anybody out there listening can sit here and tell me that shit does not matter for a defense coordinator to get hired with Michael Parsons as your star defensive end and gets moved after you get hired, you're fucking delusional.
Put it like this: When have Matt Eberflus' defense ever finished top 10, top 5?
No, that doesn't. No,
It's just for what it is.
It doesn't matter.
It's for what it is. He haven't been a good defensive coordinator.
That does not matter. No, that does not matter.
Why it doesn't matter? That means I can go be a defensive coordinator? Huh?
Huh?
If we do a poll right now, people are literally saying, bro, take you off the air because you're not making sense. What is your argument? Put it this so that I can know what your argument is. What is your argument?
Bro, Jerry Jones is making moves. If we go into the offseason right now and Jerry does not make a move, then the Cowboy fans could be mad. But
okay.
In the past 30 years, him acquiring Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, that shit is big.
All right.
He can take these first 2 picks right now. He can take these first 2 picks. And he can go out there and trade these first 2 picks. Remember I said it.
All right.
The Green Bay Packers was an injury away from the Cowboys getting a good-ass draft pick. The Cowboys will have 2 picks in the teens this year.
All right.
Green Bay will lose the rest of their games.
All right, so that's good. That's good. That's good hope and thinking and all that good stuff. And I get all what you said. All right, so hold on. I ain't talking about Green Bay at this point and Pelican Bay and all of this. We talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Now, what do you think my argument is against Jerry Jones, so that I can know where we are having this good, healthy decorum? What do you think my argument is with Jerry Jones?
It's the same fucking argument everybody's saying. The man don't make moves.
Nope. My argument with Jerry Jones is this finite argument here, and you can go back to talk about last year and the year before that. My argument with Jerry Jones is the sense of urgency. That Quentin Williams pick that they done made that draft acquisition for, that should have been did 2 weeks prior. The whole situation with – hold on, hear me out. Hold on. It's exactly how – that's how 31 other teams are doing. That's how other people are doing. And let me finish. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point so I can articulate what I'm trying to say. Is that my argument is not with the moves with Jerry Jones. Even with the whole deal, if we go all the way back to the other statement that you made in 2018 when he said, did you made a splash play? The whole argument is that we see things before they see it. They can't see that they had problems before Michael Parsons got here. The whole thing, even with Michael Parsons was here, is the fact that they never made a definitive move until it's too late. Their problem with the Cowboys and the front office with Jerry Jones is that they don't have the sense of urgency. They operate out of comfort. That's my argument. If you made the move for Quentin Williams earlier, then that would have been a whole nother situation. If you paid Michael Parsons earlier, that would have been a whole nother situation. If they were to identify that Mozzie, it shouldn't take 3 years to understand who Mozzie is. They should have had somebody of the kind of caliber of an interior threat before that. That's how football works. All right, let me break you down. Hold on. Let me destroy you right quick. The Eagles went and got Hargraves to be put inside the middle of their defense so that they can help their outside rushers. They did that. And then when Hargrave left, they made sure that they replenished what they took out to a point. Even the 49ers, they went and got Hargrave because they wanted to help Bosa, not hurt him. So they've been adding pieces for the interior of their defense. Other teams, I'm just using them as an example. That's what teams do. They make sure that they don't pin it on one player. As a GM for the Cowboys, Jerry Jones' lack of sense of urgency killed this team. Not the fact of the lack of movements.
No, it didn't. Let me ask you.
In closing, because I got a lot of other people. Go ahead.
Okay, so were you for them playing Ozzie? Were you with the Cowboys paying Ozzie?
Paying Ozzie? Who? Mozzie?
Mozzie. Well, not Mozzie, but the defense court. The defense tackle before Clark and goddamn Quentin Williams.
Say.
Who's the defense tackle we just paid this summer?
You talking about Osa Odighizuwa?
Yeah, was you with them paying him?
Was I with the Cowboys paying Osa Odighizuwa? Yeah. What I looked at with the Osa, I said you should add two. I always been talking about my Mississippi boy. I was saying that I was always for the Cowboys getting a better 3-tech. Now, even though me and Osa, we do business together and he's my guy, I can tell you, just like I told his trainer, I said, man, that kid Justin Simmons, Jeffrey Simmons, is a whole different landscape of what we've seen out of Osa. But here's the thing with Osa. They paid Osa in spite of paying Parsons. I was on record saying that you pay your better players first before you pay your ancillaries. I had Osa down as an ancillary. But keep going.
So, Law, in closing, right, Law? Y'all keep saying that Jerry Jones is making bad business moves. And he should have got Quentin Williams 2 weeks prior. 2 weeks prior, the price for Quentin Williams was different than it was 2 weeks later. If you pay attention, Gardner Johnson got traded first before Quentin Williams got traded, which was their high draft pick and shut down cornerback for the Jets. He got traded first. So the asking price for Quentin Williams changed when they kept losing. Nobody's going to sit here and tell me that the asking price for Quentin Williams was lesser 2 weeks prior than when
and during that time frame, I got murdered on the stage of a panel that I said Jeffrey Simmons, who's just as good, by the way, as Quentin Williams, that the Cowboys should have made an offer for because they were only asking for a second-round draft pick. Did I say that? Yes or no? See, that's why I got you. Yeah, so at the end of the day, by Jerry Jones' lack of sense of urgency of identifying a problem, and especially we didn't have really any tangible edge rushers this season, by the way, because we never replenished nor replaced Parsons' production. That's where we are off at. On top of that, we got rid of D-Law, and we never made no necessary movements for to even replace D-Law. So that's why we are at.
That's not the issue is the cornerbacks. Our defense is back. It's trash. We need to reset in the draft. Matter of fact, Law, I won't even call into the show next year until I do a mic drop. My mic drop gonna be this. If the Dallas Cowboys do what they're supposed to do, if the Dallas Cowboys could take these 2 first-round draft picks and trade for Myles Garrett, if the Dallas Cowboys go in and get a Sonny Styles, get a safety, not a cornerback, and sign a cornerback in free agency, I'm gonna mic drop next year because then and only then will the Cowboys be a contender. If they go out and they get DBs and they go out and get a solidified fucking linebacker with that middle that they got right now, it's going to be punishing.
We'll find out, but you got to have a DC, though. You can't have Eberflus back in this system, regardless of the situation.
We're going to have Brian Flores.
Hey, man, brother, you better get Lovey Smith, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love to you, bro. That's too cool from the 210 San Antonio area. Y'all get what I'm saying. I get his argument that, you got to have players and your players is only good as the coaching or your talent that you have. But it's too much historic reference. There's too much of that going on. I get it. I understand. You can't name me the guys that's on that Bears defense. Now, Bird, out of Bayard, who else on that damn Bears defense? Coaching matters. Get Jim Schwartz and all will be forgiven. I feel you on that. I do. The problem, I'm going to say this again, with Jerry Jones is the lack of sense of urgency. You should already know what you had out of CeeDee Lamb. He shouldn't have had to fight for his money. Dak Prescott been here for more than a half of a decade. He shouldn't have had to fight for that $60 million. That's what we did the previous year. This season, we rolled into a situation that we did the exact same thing with Micah Parsons. We had enough coins to pay Micah Parsons the season that we played CeeDee Lamb. We had enough money to pay him then. Believe it or not. Remember they were saying which 3 of these guys going to get paid first or what have you? Will it be CeeDee Lamb? Will it be Dak Prescott? Will it be Micah Parsons? That was the titleship in 2023 and 2024, believe it or not. So Jerry Jones Number one issue is sense of urgency. They operate out of comfort. Anybody that got something to lose in this particular fight, if they can lose their job as a GM, they will be up right now. They will be making moves right now, even though the season is over with. We as fans shouldn't see 25 out there, whether it was Booth or whether it was Troy Bridges or whoever else rented that number 25. We shouldn't have seen that this season. Somebody said Asante Samuel Jr. is balling. And yet we played around with our food. There's no way on God's green earth that Asante Samuel Jr. would say, nah, I don't want to come to Dallas. Because we didn't pick up the damn phone. That should have been the year when we beat the Eagles 3rd and 30. There shouldn't have been a T.Y. Hilton to be the end all to help us out. Don't y'all get it? It's been the lack of sense of urgency. We took a shot in the dark, baby, to get Javonte Williams to play good here. That's a shot in the dark. We hit on that one. And the lack of sense of urgency to pair that up with Javonte is a blessing in disguise, believe it or not. Gilmore was ready, yeah. Somebody said, can't stand Rex Ryan with those ultraviolet teeth. Nah, and I think that Rex Ryan, Buddy Ryan, Rob Ryan, they ain't finna rob us. No, them guys' alliances are aligned with the damn Eagles. I don't want them. I don't want them. Rex Ryan having coached in the National Football League since I think Barack Hussein Obama was in office the last time he was coaching. Kendricks was ready. The lack of sense of urgency. Jerry Jones, if he's a football guy, and all of these football guys, if you seen 59 play in the middle of the field, how come we can know that Eric Kendricks can walk way better and play football to a degree way better than damn Kenneth Murray? How do we know this and he don't? The lack of sense of urgency. I got from the 305. You're live, right? You're live, my guy. What's good with you?
What's good? What's good, Big Love, man? How you feeling?
Man, hey, I'm doing great, man.
I know.
305.
Don't let these people get your blood pressure up, man. You feel me? Don't let your blood pressure go up.
Hey, man, last I checked, 120 over 80, man. They said I got a good heart, man. I can run, so I'm good. I'm damn near perfect over here, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I'm listening to the callers, man. It's just another sad season, man, unfortunately, man. But it's politics as usual, man, with our Cowboys, man. You know how it is, Lord.
Yeah.
I see your frustration earlier when you were saying about the politics, and that's all it is, man. It's the politics. You got an owner that just really don't care about winning, Lo. You feel me? And his son is no better. We talking about Jerry, but we don't understand who pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
We can talk about Jerry all day, but this thing has to do with his son, man.
Yeah.
And now he's the CEO. Honestly, I don't know if people understand the business. But his title changed. Now he's the CEO. So meaning he has more power. He has more power.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Lord, man, you know I'm gonna be a Cowboy for life, man. But we could turn our face blue talking about what we should and should not do. All in all, we got a cheap owner, and he don't care about winning, bro. Period. You feel me? He want to win, but he want to win it his way. He know what he needs to do. Yeah, that's what the great Denzel Washington said. Like, he know what's needed to be done, but he don't want to do it. And that's when he's made the statement before the season kicked off. Denzel Washington, who's a Cowboy fan, said it right, bro. That all money ain't good money, Jerry.
You know what's needed to do because you got it done before. All money ain't good money. You got a bad echoes, man, on your phone.
Oh, my bad. You hear me?
Yeah, it was kind of messed up, but keep going.
No, I'm listening to you, Law. I'm listening to you, Law.
Well, you know, I got a line longer than Shaq feet, so I was gonna make a statement, and
No,
all
I gotta say is, man, bro. For the Cardinals who was talking about the corners, people gotta understand that he say he played corner or whatever case may be. I also played corner at a high level, right? But at the end of the day, we got man-to-man corners.
Right.
And when you telling your man-to-man corners to play cover 2 with no rush, anybody get beat out there.
Yeah.
And I played cover 2. And then anybody tell you who played cover 2 is that you need pressure. You telling me to go in the flat, you telling me to do a percentage of an area without no pressure?
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna look bad. And that was Diggs, no. That was Bland, no. You know, everybody hurt, and then they hurt at the end of the day.
Right.
Hurt, no?
Yeah, if we could take injuries off, then that's a whole nother conversation. Like we can take the injuries off. Yeah.
Everybody hurt. And you telling these guys to come back, you know what I'm saying, when they don't supposed to. And then you tell them to do a whole different system. Now, first of all, if you wanted to keep continuity, if you wanted to keep consistency, you would have kept Al Harris. Just like you kept the coordinator that you made your head coach. You didn't keep him because you wanted him the head coach. You kept him because he's Dak Prescott coordinator. Dak Prescott is a 10-year veteran. He's not going to go change his terminology at this stage of his career. He's not going to go say, oh, I'm going to learn a whole different playbook at this stage of his career. That's why that guy got that job.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do like him. He did a good job for what he had. Because he has no control over anything. And it's hard for a head coach to go in there and coach the Dallas Cowboys when you have no control.
Right.
He has no control. He has no say-so over anything. So I hear all the callers calling in, and who everybody was highly of our defensive coordinator that we had. Everybody was high on him.
What?
Oh yeah, he's a linebacker guru. He could change things. Man, listen, these coordinators are recycled coordinators for a reason.
Yeah.
Because the owners and general managers are comfortable of what they look like.
Right.
And I ain't even gonna go that route, Law, because like you said, you get in a lot of trouble because at the end of the day, you a part of politics too, not just
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody got their politic parts of it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Any job. I don't care if you work at McDonald's or you the manager of McDonald's or the owner. It's politics everywhere.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And unfortunately, our politics get televised because that's my
boy, and that's what people fail to realize.
That's all.
Yeah.
We ain't the only team. Sorry, Law, we ain't the only team that don't win a Super Bowl every year.
True.
Look at the Dolphins.
Yep.
Look what Cleveland going to.
It's been 16 other teams, man, that haven't been there in 30 years and all of this good stuff or more, you know. So yeah, I do get it, but people fail to realize that, you know, even to a point, you know, privileges are privileges, and people will say, "Nah, the world is fair." Bull sugar. This world is not fair. Life is not fair. You get a pretty girl, she gonna get special pretty girl privileges. She gonna skip the line. She don't have to play to get in the club. She gonna get drinks thrown to her. You get what I'm saying? She gonna get people to shoot their shots. That's what you get. You know, you get pretty girl privileges. You can't be an ugly duckling and thinking that you're gonna get the same when you got piano mouth and you about 450 pounds. You know, it's just not gonna happen that way. So Cowboys, to this point, we're going to get talked about. We're going to get spit upon because at the end of the day, people still want to be in our shoes. That's why you got Eagle trolls here. Washington people come in here and there. They gone this season, but they was here last year. You get what I'm saying? What Big Simple at when you need them, right? So it is for what it is, fam. People fail to realize that privileges are for what they are. It's just for what it is. But what else you have, man? Yeah.
No, I mean, that's the gift of curse of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But before I leave, Law, I mean, like I say in the beginning, you know, as we were talking during the off season, that's when I was mostly calling in. You know, I mean, you wasn't highly on him trading Parsons, but
Right.
he did. You feel me? But like you say, he do everything late.
Yeah.
Right? He do everything. He don't have a strategy on the next move when he does things. And that's why everything blows up in his face. Because if you was going to trade Parsons, like you say, you supposed to have an exit strategy. How are you going to trade Parsons and then you don't sign Armstrong or Lawrence back?
Right. Well,
But
I
don't
get what you're
get
saying.
it.
Yeah,
I don't get the strategy. I understand you saying cap this, cap that, like the young lady was saying earlier. I mean, you talk about it. The cap is a myth, bro. Let's just get it. Let's just.
Well,
It's
the people that's insecure about it will talk about it. You know, credit scores are only germane to the United States. That's a made-up system that's designed to hold people back that's from a certain category. You get what I'm saying? And it's designed so that certain people won't have power in certain regions, so that you can make a reason why not to get a certain person. If I'm speaking freely, my brother. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't understand that. So if you know how to finagle and finesse the system that it is for what it is, that this is a situation that the absolute thing as it relates to free agency and as it relates to, let's say here, the salary cap, you can manipulate that and push it down the stretch because the cap continue to increase anyway. So we know the game. We make too much decisions in looking at finances and money to know that it's just a play on words. If you really want somebody, you can go get them.
Absolutely, because every other team do it. Like
Every
your
other team do
division
it, man.
rivals, Eagles. Like
Right.
your division rivals, the Eagles.
Facts. Appreciate you for calling in from the 3-0.
Appreciate you always taking the call, Law. Appreciate it, man.
No doubt, man. Thank you. That's from the 305, man. It's a myth. It's a levels of excuses that you can use and say, well, I can't pay this guy because I got to pay this other guy. But then they forget by the time when it's supposed to pay that guy, you realize that the lie that you done said done already hit the airwaves. The whole reason why not to pay the other guys that you said that you wanted to go pay and go out there and get is because you said you trying to save that money and earmark it for the guy that you supposed to say that you want to go get. Don't y'all know that that's supposed to be one of the super things that you get by having the ability, dare I say, to have the rights for a player for 5 years if they drafted in the first round? That's one of the specialty items that you can get. People fail to realize that. I got from the 205, Uncle Charles, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
Not much, bro.
Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. The only entertainment I got this year is listening to Law do his show.
Appreciate it.
And the many people that come on in the chat and their personality. See, we got a lot of people that got, it's like a big old pot of gumbo. Everybody got something to bring to the table. You know, some people got a little flavor than others, but it's okay. We all one under God when you get through looking at it. But let me say this. Is that, like you said, Law, you could have spoke a bigger truth. He waited too long.
Yeah.
He waited too long to do what he did. And then you're supposed to go out and hire your coach. And the coach supposed to go hire who he wants as defensive coordinator. Jerry went on and did that. But I know at some point in your life, Law, you have bought an apple and you have bought an orange. Well,
right.
You don't know the orange is rotten until you take the hull off. Am I right?
Right. Ooh, good enough.
Once he pulled that hull off Everflux, he knew he was rotten. But he let him sit there and stink until he couldn't take it no more. So I tell you what, Jerry, how about you do this for me? How about you and Everflux run out in the middle of traffic? You ain't got to worry about how the defensive coordinator, and your ass ain't got to worry about running zone. This is what I'm talking about. Do that for me. Because let me tell you something. We are not in the playoffs because of Jerry Jones again, and I don't give a damn what nobody says. So why I say that? Because you might be mad at me now, and you might call me names, but that's all right. Guess what? I'm up at night thinking what else I'm going to say. They'll bring the house down. Let me tell you something, and I'm saying this in closing. You knew he was thrown out of Chicago. You knew it, that the world was out, that the playoffs couldn't get along with him, and he don't change. He don't do it. And what did you do? You went and hide him. And you didn't hide him because you liked him. You hide him because he was cheap. This is what I'm talking about. I watched Jerry Stevens get up out that chair and go to the bank. Guess what? One day, those shelves are going to be empty. And I'm going to tell you something. Those grandchildren that's coming up, that's going to get left this fortune, they going to listen, we've been in Super Bowl in 60 years. Yeah. What do we need to get there? Who do we need to sign? Who do we need to bring as a free agent? They're going to have to change the narrative. Because these fools here, these fools right here, they ain't going to do it. So I say this to you, Long. You did a hell of an excellent job this year. I'd like to thank you. You're always flawless, like you always feel. And I love you and the family love you. This is what I'm talking about. Watch out. Watch out. Because let me tell you something. Everybody that jumps in the river don't know how to swim. And I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Oh, we boy, the wisdoms and knowledge of understandings of it, right? Woo! And that's the finite thing that's wrong with Jerry. He said everything right, my guy, Uncle Charles, is the lack of sense of urgency. We knew Dak Prescott numbers were going to be great when you have run game and you play sound defense. Can Dak Prescott do better things than all of the other quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, Joe Burrows, all of those boys like to a degree, Lamar Jackson, all of those guys that's kind of like in his same age bracket or close to? No, he's not those guys. Those guys are not him. Because they can fart in the damn elevator and get off and nobody can say anything. Dak Prescott can fart in the damn, on the outside, everybody gonna say, look, he farted. Because all the eyes are on for. He got all of the eyes on him. We get this setup of wide receivers, Pickens and Lamb, and we can barely deal with that. From the start of Burrow's career, he had Chase and T. Higgins. He don't know what life looked like with a Noah Brown and them throwing him the ball. Yeah, he don't know what it looked like for all of those things to happen to him. He don't know what it looked like to wait till the last minute and say, oh, now let's get us a running back. From the 5'10", you in. Talk to me. Well, was on here long enough to order me some pizza. Go ahead.
Man, yeah, man. I was waiting, man. Listen to your last call. It's been a while since I called in. Last time I hit you up was in the beginning of the season when I was asking you, but before the season, when was the last head coach you had to be on their first year to actually make it to the playoffs and everything? And I was telling you at the time how I had a biased opinion on Startenheimer due to the fact of someone I knew playing for him or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's a sad thing, man. When I was looking at, you know, all the box scores from the games, man, from the games over this season, you only got 2 games out of the season where your defense helped the opposing team to under, 20, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to win like that, you know? And I heard Scott said, he said, it's sad that when you have a ball club like this, you're so nitpicky with your offense and, with your players and things of nature on the offensive side. But when you're talking about a situation where this is your first year and you're averaging, out of 10 games, you got over, 20 plus points, and you only got, the other handful of games where you're not, the typical mindset is you would expect your defense to be able to bail you out of some of those games, right? And unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. And, you had mentioned, you was like, what is our identity? Because you said we don't have no identity, but Lord, we do have an identity. You know what that is?
What is that?
The ownership. That's our identity. Whether they say whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, right? And when you was playing the audio from that defensive player, right, and the passion, like for those who had the opportunity to be around for the Jimmy Jones, and for a lot of younger people, the whole thing of being a Cowboy fan is probably because of family members and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't really, just like the younger generation can't really, because you got some of those young folks talking about that Michael Jordan wasn't that guy, right? But then if they sit down and actually look at the game, they start to give a little bit of respect. So you get it, right? It's a big old gap right there that folks can't identify with. And it's the same thing with Jimmy. They've heard the stories, but they really didn't get the opportunity to experience a team that had the type of passion by any means necessary. This thing has got to get done, right?
Right.
And when those players, they energy level is right. Like Jimmy had them dudes scared to mess up. You feel me?
And that's the difference, though. And I see where you're going. That's the main difference, because now we operate out of gentle parent theory.
Absolutely. So
put him in the corner.
Carter say this.
Yeah.
And so I remember Chris Carter said this.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a player with all the skills in the world, but if you don't have the type of coach that's going to be able to pull that thing up out of you, you just got talent. You know, so both of them go hand in hand, right? Now,
right.
And look, and I've heard you say this many times. We're talking about when you got the win in spite of the coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you come up into a situation where you was on a ball club, or you came from a ball club where the attention to detail was strictly football, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you come here and everybody can see your workouts and things of that nature, and so on and so forth. Man, unless you've been in that environment, guess what? I ain't been in that environment. I can only go off of what other past players have said.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so now that's another element that you got to deal with, right? So it's so many different levels, but at the end of the day, and I think we all have talked around circles about it, it's just the unfortunate thing. The way that this organization is ran, this is why we are yet still in the same situation that we in. I know for me personally, this is just me.
Right.
It feels so good. It feels so good that I'm not as connected as I used to be, because I said this then. We didn't think about it, Law. We didn't even get we should have got every ounce of Amari Cooper that he had up in him, right?
Right.
But obviously because of certain connections that you had and affiliations that the owner had, right? It wasn't about the play on the field. It became a business thing, right? So at the end of the day, for me listening, and I only follow a few channels, I don't get caught up, and everybody got their opinions, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, the only thing that keeps coming around to me that I keep hearing over and over and over again is that you got an owner who's too hands-on, not going to fire himself, right? And when you have the fact that I'm a brand new coach and I don't have the opportunity to pick everything, and you're telling me that this is who I gotta roll in with, man, that's already an asterisk against you. And it's a sad thing, because yes, there's always critique and room for growth for everybody. But at the end of the day, if you just cancel out the defensive side, man, Shotty, man, for all intents and purposes, man, you will take this, because that's something to build on. Because at the end of the day, he is a rookie head coach. Doesn't matter how long he's been in the league. Until you are the guy, until you're the guy. So it's something to build off of. But the interesting thing for me is going to see, obviously, what's going to happen with the coordinator situation that we got. Because the last time I checked, at least I think for the last 2 or 3, don't hold me to it, we've had some pretty decent defensive players that come in, right? But we know it's been said, the secondary, that free safety spot, since Roy Williams and all, Woods and all that, we're when the last time we can really sit there and say that we had a defense that we can really just lean on like that, consecutively, right?
Right.
It's been a long time. And I'm from the old school that defense wins championships and offense wins the game.
And I didn't want to see this. I didn't want to see this ball club get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't feel comfortable enough that this defense was going to be able to get it done. And I'll say this last part because, for a lot of us, some of us, we played, yada, yada, yada. But if you ain't played in the league, that's a different thing, too. And I ain't taking no shots at anybody. But what I want to say is this. You can't ask me to go and do the thing that I'm typically used to doing once a week, right?
Right.
Because with anything, and correct me if I'm wrong, Law, it takes some time to get back used to it. You feel me? Because I heard one of the calls talk about how he played in cover 2 and he played man, right?
Right.
So the main thing for this defense is being playing, off ball, so on and so forth. So no, it ain't. So if you really want to tap into what your players are good at, I don't need it for just one game. No, let them because remember, if they wasn't playing man in the beginning, and it really wasn't really practicing it, don't expect for it to flip overnight. I don't care how you got to get your time with it, right?
Facts.
So if you got a coach who really don't care about it in the first place, then why would they buy in? Yes, I'm never gonna be the one to talk about the money. Young men, get your money, man.
Get your paper.
Because we ain't up out there sacrificing our bike. Get your money, because when this thing is done with you, it's done with you. And not only get your money, but also invest your money. You feel me? So I don't care how much you get. Get what you get. And love what you love. Do it to the best of your ability. And unfortunately, check this out. We ain't up in there. Imagine you being there watching the owner come walking through and you hearing a certain type of conversations, because I heard one of the calls talking about us being on jobs and things like that, right?
Right.
We all hear type of certain conversations, man. And I don't care how much you make. Sometimes things, especially let's say you're a type of athlete that you got a passion about this thing, right? But then you see everybody else don't feel like you feel. What's going to happen? Two other things. You either going to stay locked into yourself, or you may start to, have the same type of sentiments that everybody else got, and you just going to go with the flow with it. So, I think the writing has been on the board for a very, very long time. What are we at, Law? 30-some years now?
Oh, yeah, 30 years, man. 30 years, 30 seasons. But, man, I appreciate you, man, for calling in, fam.
I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Good call from my guy. And down memory lane and everything. Nathaniel, Cowboy from the 510. I got two more callers. I got from the 206. He been waiting here patiently, and this pizza. Pizza was good, man. Damn near better than wet sex almost, man. Shoot, you ain't eating nothing all day, boy. Shoot, you be like, man, give me this pizza, man. All right, for the 206, you live in the mix. Talk to me.
What up, Law?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it ain't about the everybody got good points, but it's not about the 30 years. It's like we did it before. Out of them 30 years, you've been to the playoffs about 18, 19 times. It just, when you get to the playoffs, you choke. You had home field advantage 4 times, the number 1 seed 4 times, and you choke.
Yellow. Well, that was the last of the callers. I ran out of my anytime minutes. Call back tomorrow, and we'll have a great situation. He was still talking, but I ain't finna open it all the way back up. A system crash. Pizza Hut. Pizza, that's what I'm eating. But that's a mic drop. Too cool. We choked in the postseason. It haven't been about 30 years, 30 seasons, but we choked in the postseason. Sometimes the collective psalm is the reason. Sometimes you need that one acquisition to get you over the top. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. I'll give y'all some more excerpt later on down the stretch. Ice Cold said honey on pizza. That's wild. It is now the draft season. And we better be hungry for it. We better be ready for it.
Want some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said,
appreciate you, Justin D, for 71
that's
months.
Willing to spend the next 20 weeks.
Thank you for the therapy session.
Hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more. You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry.
Well, my belly was touching my back. I looked like felt like I was on an Ozempic Somalian diet. Feed the needs with 15 cents a day. You can save Law Nation Sports. But I come here to tell y'all, as angry and as upset that I am, we all hooked to this narcotic called the Cowboys. And we're not running nowhere. We're not folding up like wallets nor lawn chairs. The way I see it, you can call me delusional, but I was a fan of this team before Jerry Jones bought this team. Just thank God that I don't look like what I supposed to age like. But I'm going to tell you, this particular situation and scenario, that has been more of the same. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's continue to figure out ways to get this team improved. Now, as old and gray as Jerry is and Stephen Jones is, they're looking like brothers now, that we just got to endure. We just got to continue to fight and press forward. Hopefully this season can be better than this season. And I'm talking about the draft season. But with all of that being said, Cowboys Nation, let's roll credits and get things going. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream, for a soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, and life is earnest, and that grave is not his goal. Dust I are, to dust return. Wasn't even spoken of the soul. In his broad fields of battle and bivouacs of life, be not like a dumb-driven cattle, but be that hero in the strife. Lives of great men all remind us we can live our lives sublime and departing, leave behind us footprints on the mighty sands of time. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember,